Chapter 2586. Ha! Xia Ping stood on the bridge of helplessness and heard billions of evil spirits roaring under the bridge. All of them seemed to be shaking and shrieking, and a strange mental power spread out from the depths of the void. Vaguely, this strange and powerful soul power instantly enveloped his body. It seemed to distort the spiritual space and produce a powerful bewitching power. This power seemed to want to pull him into the yellow spring. It was not as simple as just enveloping his body. Hearing this sound, Xia Ping felt that the emotions in the depths of his heart seemed to be triggered. Emotions such as joy, anger, sorrow, and joy surged, and the memories in his heart seemed to be flowing in the depths of his sea of consciousness. At this moment, the emotions in his mind were rapidly magnified under this power. It seemed that the darkness in the depths of his heart was also expanding crazily, as if he was about to fall into the darkness and sink into the abyss. Rumble. However, when this mental power tried to invade his sea of consciousness, it was instantly sent flying by the soul power in his body. All the mental force field was torn and shattered. All the negative emotions were swept away, and a light appeared in the depths of his sea of consciousness. In an instant, the endless darkness was torn apart and all the negative forces were expelled. His spirit was roused by this. You want to bewitch me? Xia Ping's eyes glowed. The evil spirits in the Yellow Spring River were all roaring and using their special mental power to try to pull him off the bridge of helplessness. However, at this moment, these powers could no longer affect him. He only heard billions of evil spirits roaring and screaming in the depths of the Yellow Spring River, emitting endless resentment, hatred, and anger. Obviously, if he was affected by the power of these evil spirits, he would fall from the bridge of helplessness and eventually become one of these evil spirits. Xia Ping originally wanted to leave the bridge of helplessness as soon as possible to avoid being affected by this strange power of evil spirits. However, he seemed to have understood something from the roars of these evil spirits. Vaguely, in his eyes, it seemed that the bodies of these evil spirits were like strange runes of hell, and their voices also seemed to have become notes of hell. It was these strange notes of hell that had such a bewitching power. If a demon god was caught off guard, he would probably be bewitched by these evil spirits and be pulled down. Interesting. At this moment, Xia Ping seemed to be in a state of epiphany. He had once cultivated some sacred arts that were related to sound, such as the 7-fiend True Dragon Roar, Soul Shriek, Heavenly Dragon 8 Music, and Heavenly Epic. It could be said that these were all top-notch sound wave divine abilities that contain the essence of sound wave power. He combined these sound wave thaumaturgy, and through these Huang Quan wraiths, he seemed to have learned another sound wave thaumaturgy, a thaumaturgy that truly belonged to him. To be honest, although the 7-fiend True Dragon Roar, Heavenly Dragon 8 Music, and Epic of the Heavens were powerful, they were not perfectly compatible with him. They were all created by other supreme beings. But now, he seemed to have comprehended a trace of the true essence of martial path mystiques from the Yellow Spring's evil spirits. The evil spirits' instinctive roars also contain the essence of the great Tao. Crash, in the blink of an eye, dense sound wave runes seemed to appear in the depths of Xia Ping's sea of consciousness. These runes intertwined with each other and formed a Hell Sutra, which was like a musical note. Boom! In the next second, his body trembled as if his soul and body had formed a resonance. A new sound wave divine ability seemed to be born in the depths of his sea of consciousness. Hell divine ability, Yellow Spring's music. Joy, anger, worry, thought, sorrow, fear, shock, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind. Xia Ping formed a seal with both hands and spat out these words. Each word was like the sound of the great Tao, intertwining with each other. It was the Yellow Spring's music. Crash! In just an instant, these Yellow Spring's music spread out wildly with his body as the center, spreading for tens of thousands of light years. It caused the void to resonate and buzz. Immediately, this sound spread to the entire Yellow Springs River. These evil spirits, who were originally roaring arrogantly, were suddenly stunned. They sensed a mysterious power of the Yellow Springs music seeping into their bodies. This power seeped into their eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind, and other parts of their body. It seemed to even corrode their souls, causing them to completely lose their sense of self. All kinds of negative emotions in their bodies, such as joy, anger, worry, thought, sorrow, fear, shock, and so on, seemed to quickly disappear under the cleansing of the Yellow Springs music. They were originally a collection of evil, the gathering of all darkness. They were incomparably evil and filthy existences, but after sensing the Yellow Springs music, they actually produced a cleansing effect. After a few breaths, the bodies of these evil spirits seemed to have been cleansed and purified from the inside out, reaching the realm of emptiness. Their eyes actually revealed a trace of mercy, and they appeared to be in a state of clarity. Bang, bang, bang. In the next second, the bodies of these evil spirits dissipated in an instant. They seemed to have merged into the Yellow Springs River and become a part of it, increasing the amount of water in the river. It actually purified the evil spirits of our Yellow Springs? How is this possible? We are the filthiest things in hell. Even if we stayed in the Yellow Springs River for billions of years, the water still couldn't purify us. What kind of power is this? Damn it, where did this brat come from? Quick, retreat. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Seeing this, many evil spirits of the Yellow Springs screamed in fear. They originally thought that the brat on the Bridge of Helplessness would be like the other demons, easily charmed by them. They also wanted to pull this guy down and make him a member of their Yellow Springs. But what happened now was far beyond their imagination. This brat had unimaginable power. With just one movement, he had purified all the evil spirits on the Yellow Springs River, expelling all the dark energy. To be honest, this was simply unimaginable. After billions of eras, they had never seen such a thing. But they were the most evil and filthy things. They were even more corrosive than the demons in the abyss. They were extremely selfish and self-centered. How could they be willing to be purified and become an existence of nothingness? If they were purified, they would truly be finished. They would die in the Yellow Springs River, and there would be no chance for them to escape. Walala, thinking of this, the evil spirits under the Bridge of Helplessness were so scared that they fled in all directions. They desperately ran away, trying to escape from that terrifying and strange guy. In just a short while, the place was cleared. Chapter 2587. Incredible. Xia Ping stood on the Bridge of Helplessness, silently comprehending the Yellow Springs River and combining it with his many supernatural powers to create a natural supernatural power, the Yellow Springs music. This divine ability was extremely powerful and contained an extremely powerful purifying power. It could cleanse the sins in one's soul, remove negative energy, and purify anger, evil energy, resentment, and other powers. It was a great counter to creatures of darkness. Of course, this supernatural power was not limited to just that. Every Huang Quan note it condensed could manifest into a Huang Quan wraith, containing a portion of the Huang Quan wraith's power, allowing it to use a portion of the Huang Quan wraith's power to fight for itself. Once this supernatural power was activated to the extreme, it was as if it could summon an army of thousands of Yellow Springs evil spirits to fight for it. Secondly, using this sound wave supernatural power seemed to have great benefits for his soul. Every time he played the Yellow Springs music, it was as if his soul was further cleansed. Over time, the impurities in the depths of his soul would be completely eliminated, reaching a state of extreme purity. At the same time, it could also rapidly increase the power of his soul. It could be said that this was also a supernatural power that could assist in cultivation. Suddenly, Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. He found that the Yellow Springs River below the Bridge of Helplessness was gently surging and crashing. An invisible force was gently trembling, causing the Bridge of Helplessness to hum. Suddenly, drops of yellow, crystal-clear liquid containing the mysterious power of hell dripped from midair and dripped in front of Xia Ping. What? He instinctively sensed that this liquid had a great effect. With a wave of his hand, he immediately took out a white jade bottle from his interspatial ring and instantly stored the liquid. System, what is this? Xia Ping felt that this liquid must be something unusual and could not help but ask. Congratulations, host. This is the Yellow Springs holy water, the most essential treasure of the Yellow Springs River. It is a treasure that even demon gods desire. The system said, a drop of Yellow Springs holy water was priceless even in the demon god era. It was enough to cause demon gods to fight for it. Yellow Springs holy water? No way. What treasure is this? What is its use? Why is it so precious? Xia Ping was taken aback. He couldn't believe it. He clearly saw that he had filled more than 100 drops of Yellow Spring holy water. Didn't that mean he had struck it rich this time? Its only ability is purification. It can purify all impurities. Any living being that enters the Yellow Spring River and soaks in the Yellow Spring holy water will become the purest soul in the world. The system said. It meant that during the demon god era, countless sinful souls entered the Yellow Spring River and were purified into pure souls. They were like a piece of white paper before being thrown into reincarnation. However, this purifying power was too domineering. Not only could it purify sins, but it could also forcefully reformat one's memories, emotions, personality, and other things, returning everything to zero. Therefore, even demon gods were afraid of falling into the Yellow Springs River. Once they entered the Yellow Springs River, they would instantly become an idiot. Although their bodies were not dead, their souls would be obliterated. This was no different from being dead. However, a drop of Yellow Spring holy water was different. It was not as domineering as the entire Yellow Spring River. Demon gods could use drops of Yellow Spring holy water to purify the impurities on their bodies and souls, making their bodies and souls immaculate. If a demon god's cultivation foundation was flawed, they could also use Yellow Spring holy water to make up for and repair their Great Path foundation, making their Great Path foundation perfect. One could imagine how useful the Yellow Springs holy water was to those powerful demon gods. After all, almost every powerful creature had cultivated from a weak age. They had experienced countless years and countless battles before they had the opportunity to advance to such a realm step by step. The problem was that after reaching such a realm, their bodies and souls were more or less flawed. They might have indelible scars from battles, or their cultivation methods might have gone astray. It was because of such flaws that they were trapped in a certain realm, unable to break through to a higher realm. However, if there was enough Yellow Spring holy water, they could slowly purify and repair the foundation of their bodies and souls, making their Great Path foundation perfect. Even if one's soul and body had reached the immaculate realm, consuming the Yellow Spring holy water would still have a great effect. It could enhance one's understanding of the origin laws of the universe, as though one was in a state of epiphany at all. One could imagine that with such an effect, how could the demon gods not go crazy for the Yellow Spring holy water? Such a treasure was enough for them to start a war. If that's the case, how can I get the Yellow Spring holy water? Xia Ping knew how precious the Yellow Spring holy water was, but he was still confused. It seemed like he had unknowingly obtained the Yellow Spring holy water. Rumble, before the system could answer, the Yellow Spring River below him trembled slightly. A mighty will descended, and a huge amount of information was instilled in the depths of his sea of consciousness. A mechanical voice sounded. Purify, evil spirits. Reward. Yellow Spring holy water, this? Xia Ping's body trembled and his eyes lit up. He understood why he suddenly had the Yellow Spring holy water. It turned out that his actions just now had purified a large number of Yellow Spring evil spirits and helped the Yellow Spring River wash away the sins of the river. That was why he was rewarded with the Yellow Spring holy water. The Yellow Spring has a spirit. At that moment, the system said, as long as you do something that is beneficial to the Yellow Spring River, you will be rewarded by it. The greater the benefit, the greater the reward. You must have purified the evil spirits on the Yellow Spring River just now. That's why the Yellow Spring River favored you and increased the reward. Of course, if it was in the demon god era, purifying the Yellow Spring evil spirits wouldn't be such a great reward. After all, there were countless demon gods in that era who could purify evil spirits. But it was different now. It seemed that after the Yellow Spring River shattered, its power also weakened rapidly. Coupled with the extinction of the demon gods, the existence that could purify the Yellow Spring evil spirits became fewer and fewer. Over time, countless evil spirits had fallen into the Yellow Spring River, which had increased the burden on the Yellow Spring River. As a result, the Yellow Spring River had lost its ability to purify. If it was in the demon god era, these Yellow Spring evil spirits wouldn't have retained any consciousness. But now, they can still clamor and have their own will. You can imagine how much the Yellow Spring River's power has weakened. I see. Xia Ping finally understood. It was probably because his ability to purify evil spirits was too special. He was probably one of the countless demons in the past billions of eras. Because of this, he was rewarded by the Yellow Spring River and obtained a large amount of Yellow Spring holy water. Chapter 2588. If that's the case, if I continue to purify the Yellow Spring's evil spirits, won't I be able to obtain a large amount of Yellow Spring's holy water? Xia Ping rubbed his chin and looked at the Yellow Springs River below the Bridge of Helplessness with an unfriendly gaze. But at this moment, the many Yellow Springs evil spirits below the Bridge of Helplessness seemed to have been frightened by his power. It was as if they were afraid that their parents wouldn't give them a few more legs. They swam freestyle, desperately distancing themselves from the Bridge of Helplessness. Now, the Yellow Springs River below the Bridge of Helplessness seemed to have been completely cleared of the evil spirits. It was as if the Yellow Springs River was unprecedentedly clear, and all the malice had dissipated. Clearly, it was impossible for him to continue purifying these Yellow Springs evil spirits now. What a pity! I actually scared these evil spirits. Xia Ping was speechless. He didn't expect these Yellow Springs evil spirits to be so cowardly. It was just a purification, and these Yellow Springs evil spirits ran away without a trace. But he didn't think much of it. After all, the demon god's ruins were actually very large. There were countless bridges of helplessness, and the Yellow Springs River below them was also innumerable. Even if the Yellow Springs evil spirits on this bridge were scared away, they could just go to the other bridges of helplessness. They hadn't seen his ability, so they probably wouldn't be scared away. Forget it. The next time my main body comes here, I'll purify these Yellow Springs evil spirits. At that time, I'll definitely obtain a large amount of Yellow Springs holy water. Xia Ping clenched his fists. Now that he knew this method, he could purify these evil spirits no matter when he entered the demon god's ruins. After all, he was the only one who could help the Yellow Springs wash away the sins in the river. The purification of the Yellow Springs River could only rely on his ability. Thinking up to here, his figure flashed. Knowing that there was no longer any benefit on this bridge, he directly crossed it and flew towards the other end. Not long after, Xia Ping's figure seemed to pass through chaos. Time and space changed, and he suddenly arrived in another space. This was an ancient and vast city. Huh! Xia Ping stood at the bridgehead and spread out his divine sense. He found that this city seemed to be more magnificent and larger than the city he had just entered. Just the area alone was more than 100 times larger. Moreover, the buildings in this city seemed to have been preserved in a more complete manner. However, in this way, the number of evil spirits and demons in the entire city had increased by more than 100 times, making it even more dangerous. The entire city was filled with a dense aura of hell's origin, as if it was shrouded in darkness. Everywhere was dusky, and if one looked at it with the naked eye, they wouldn't be able to see too far. Even the power of one's spiritual sense was suppressed by such an aura, unable to cover too long a distance. Is this even an easy hell city? Xia Ping felt the aura around him and was a little frightened. It seemed that if he made a slight mistake, he would be buried in this place. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In an instant, powerful figures flew out from the darkness, giving off a terrifying aura of a world domain. It was as if a projection of a world domain had enveloped the area. Instantly, all the laws within a radius of billions of miles froze, as if everything had stopped at this moment. Immediately, 2 or 3 ancient demons as well as dozens of ancient demons appeared. They immediately surrounded Xia Ping. Jie, our luck is really good. I didn't expect to find another ancient demon in this place. Looks like we'll have even more helpers this time. An ancient demon looked down from above, looking at Xia Ping as if he was an ant. The other demons also looked at Xia Ping with pity, as if they were looking at a demon that was about to die. Xia Ping's heart stirred. He had wanted to attack immediately, but he sensed that although these demons had killing intent, they didn't seem to want to kill him. It was as if they wanted to use him to do something. "Brat, come with us." At this time, another ancient demon stared at Xia Ping. "We have great benefits to bestow upon you. If you obediently listen to us, you'll obtain endless benefits. If you stubbornly resist, this daddy will kill you. Do you understand?" Its killing intent soared, and it didn't hide its tyranny at all. What do you guys want?" Xia Ping pretended to be afraid. This was the normal behavior of ordinary demons. "Just come with us. As for the specifics, you don't have the qualifications to know yet. In short, it's enough for you to know one thing. Those who follow us will prosper, and those who oppose us will die." The ancient demon said coldly, as if it would immediately kill Xia Ping if he dared to resist. "Yes, yes." Xia Ping revealed a timid expression, as if he didn't dare to resist. Come with me." When the other ancient demons saw this, they were incomparably satisfied. They felt that they had temporarily intimidated this kid. This guy probably wouldn't dare to resist for the time being. If they waited until they brought this kid to their lair, then it wouldn't be up to him anymore. If he still wanted to resist, they could just kill him with a single slap. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As soon as they finished speaking, the three ancient demons waved their hands. As if they were familiar with this city, they flew up into the air, turning left and right as they went deeper into the city. The other ancient era's demons also followed obediently. Naturally, Xia Ping was no exception. He even discovered that he wasn't the only one being forcibly captured. It seemed that the other ancient demons had also been forcibly captured by these ancient demons. These ancient demons didn't dare to resist. After all, they were one rank higher, which was an almost insurmountable gap. They weren't a match for the ancient demons at all. One ancient demon could probably suppress all the ancient demons with one hand. The difference between the two sides was too great. It could be described as a chasm. Interesting. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He also discovered that these ancient demons hadn't entered the demon god's ruins this time. They should have entered the demon god's ruins a long time ago. Although they could leave the demon god's ruins once a month, not all of them were in a hurry to leave. Sometimes, in order to obtain the treasures in the depths of the demon god's ruins and explore the ruined cities, they would probably stay in this place for several months or even several years. After all, if they had a way to avoid evil spirits and demons, they wouldn't have to go to those extinction-grade cities in hell. Their safety in this place would be greatly guaranteed. Therefore, the number of demons in the demon god's ruins far exceeded his imagination. It wasn't just what he saw. Whoosh! Not long after, under the lead of these ancient demons, they seemed to have avoided the exploration of countless evil spirits and demons. They finally arrived at the deepest part of the city. What appeared before Xia Ping's eyes was an ancient and magnificent temple. Chapter 2589. It's actually a temple? Xia Ping raised his eyebrows. He saw an ancient temple in front of him that seemed to emit a mysterious aura. It was surrounded by a tyrannical hell restriction formation that concealed the temple's aura. Vaguely, there were billions of layers of energy covering the temple, showing its tyrannical defensive power. Even the primordial demons could not easily break through it. In fact, when they entered the fiend god's ruins, they appeared in the city's temple. Every city had its own unique temple. This temple was the core of a hell city, just like the city lord's mansion. One could well imagine how many treasures would be hidden in a place like this if it hadn't been excavated by others. Clearly, the appearance of this temple, as well as the intact restriction array formation, was enough to prove that this temple had absolutely not been attacked and broken by other evil demons. It can't be. This easy-level city actually has an ancient temple? Didn't they say that all easy-level cities have been explored by the ancient demons? All the temples should have been emptied by now. An ancient demon exclaimed. Indeed, normally that would be the case. The problem is that these primordial demons seem to have accidentally discovered this temple. It seems to be a special temple hidden in this city. An ancient demon said in a deep voice, "If it weren't for the primordial demons accidentally triggering the restriction formation here, I'm afraid no demons would have discovered that this place has a hidden temple." I see. Many demons could not help but nod. They also knew that there were many secrets in the Fiend God's ruins, especially those special places that were covered by the tyrannical hell restriction formation. Even invincible realm demons might not be able to discover them. Even if billions of eras had passed and they had explored the Fiend God's ruins countless times, they did not dare to say that they knew all the secrets. They probably did not even know a small part of the secrets. If they were lucky, they could still discover some secrets. This was also the reason why countless demons still tirelessly explored these easy-level hell cities. If that's the case, then the hidden treasures in this temple can be imagined. If we can enter this temple, we will definitely obtain a great harvest. An ancient demon's eyes lit up. He felt that this was a great opportunity. How could it be that easy? If it were that easy, those primordial demons wouldn't have waited until now. An ancient demon sneered. They discovered that this temple's defenses are terrifyingly strong. Moreover, it has the ability to defend and counterattack. If they were to forcefully attack, it would probably cause a huge wave. If there's a way to break through this temple's restrictive array formation, it might be fine. But if there's no way to break through it, and the huge commotion will attract the evil spirits and fiends scattered all over the city, then even the primordial fiends will die. Its face was cold and stern. The other abyssals were also awed. Indeed, this was the case. The disadvantages of forcefully attacking the array formation were just too great. In the Fiend God ruins, being careful was the way to survive. If the commotion was too big and attracted other evil spirits and demons, then even the primordial demon would die under the siege of these evil spirits and demons. These ancient demons were all wily old foxes. How could they entrust their fate to luck? Thus, they were extremely cautious and didn't act rashly. In fact, as abyssals with eternal lifespans, they weren't in a hurry. Even if it took millions of years, it wouldn't be too much of a problem. They could afford it. But if even the primordial demons can't break through this temple's restrictive array formation, then why do they need to find us primordial demons? An abyssal asked the key question. It could see that in the surrounding space, there were 30 to 40 primordial demons. Each of them was filled with the terrifying aura of the world laws, and their bodies formed their own space. Even in the higher hells, such existences were like feudal lords, second only to invincible realm abyssals. They had billions of abyssals under their command. If even such high-level abyssals couldn't break through the restrictive array formation, then wouldn't the primordial demons be powerless to do anything here? It's simple. They want to use us as cannon fodder. An ancient demon said in a deep voice, "The restrictive array formation of this temple is extremely dangerous. If they want to silently break through the restrictive array formation, then they will need trial and error to find the correct path to break through the restrictive array formation. The problem is, if they fail, then even the primordial demons will die. These primordial demons cherish their lives very much, so why would they risk their lives? Because of this, they will capture Middle Ancient demons and primordial demons everywhere, using us as pawns to explore the flaws of the restrictive array formation of this temple. Before you came, there were already thousands of primordial demons that died in the counterattack of the temple's restrictive array formation. They were instantly turned into ashes, and not even their bones were left." What? Hearing this, the expressions of the primordial demons changed greatly, and they trembled. They were already very unhappy that they were forced to come here, and now they were being used as cannon fodder to explore the restrictive array formation of the temple. It would be fine if they could obtain benefits, but the problem was that they were just cannon fodder. If they died, then so be it. Even if they were really lucky, and some of the abyssals found a reliable path to enter the temple on their first try, it was estimated that the treasures in the temple would not belong to the primordial demons. Most of the treasures would probably be plundered by these primordial demons, and not even a hair would be left. For a moment, these primordial demons' thoughts were stirred, and they had the intention to escape. But facing so many tyrannical primordial demons, all of them could only smile bitterly. There was no chance of escape. It seemed that these primordial demons had long been on guard against them, and they were scattered everywhere, sealing off any space for escape. Cannon fodder? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Although he knew that these primordial demons had bad intentions, he did not expect them to have such thoughts. But this was also good. The deeper the malice of these primordial demons, the more the power of misfortune in his body would spread out and fuse with the bodies of these primordial demons. Vaguely, he sensed that the huge aura of misfortune in the depths of his body seemed to turn into wisps of gray mist. Like maggots in the bones, it instantly enveloped the bodies of the surrounding primordial demons. It was silent, and no one could detect it. At this moment, he seemed to have become invisible, and his sense of existence disappeared by more than half. Sometimes, one could survive not because they ran first, but as long as they ran faster than the last one, that was enough. Chapter 2590. At this time, dozens of ancient demons stood together. It's about time. We've found enough cannon fodder. Let's start to break the restrictive formation of this temple. To be honest, we've wasted too much time here. A purple ancient demon said in a deep voice. Indeed. If we continue to delay, this place will be discovered by other demons. If we attract the attention of invincible realm demons, I'm afraid we won't have any chance. We won't even get to drink some soup. A crimson primordial fiend nodded. But these ancient demons seem to have sensed our intention. They know that we're going to use them as cannon fodder. Ridiculous. So what if they know? Can they resist? That's right. At this point, they can't resist anymore. Many ancient demons were murderous and had disdainful looks on their faces. They were much stronger than these primordial demons. Even a single one of them was enough to suppress a group of them, let alone dozens of primordial demons here. No matter how arrogant these ancient demons were, they couldn't cause any trouble. Alright, cut the crap. Let's start. At this time, an ancient realm swamp demon's eyes flashed with coldness. It came directly in front of Xia Ping and the other ancient demons and said directly, "You guys, go in and explore the restrictive formation of this temple. If you find anything, you will be greatly rewarded. Don't joke around. It's not like you haven't seen how powerful the restrictive formation of this temple is. Even if an invincible realm demon enters it, it'll be a disaster. Isn't letting us explore it the same as letting us die? We're definitely not going in." An ancient demon shouted, determined not to go in. Although the other ancient demons didn't say anything, their expressions showed the same intention. If they could get something good, they would naturally go like a flock of ducks. But if they were asked to die, only fools would do it. Interesting. You dare to refuse me? Then you can go to hell. The swamp demon sneered. Boom, in an instant, with its body as the center, a solidified world appeared, covering an area of tens of millions of kilometers. It was as if this world had turned into a kingdom of swamps. In this world of swamps, countless liquefied soil kept rolling, emitting an unpleasant smell. It kept wriggling, and at the same time, it had a strong corrosive and devouring power. This was the world formed by the swamp demons, the swamp world. In fact, every primeval saint had a different cultivation method and comprehension of the world's laws, so the worlds they formed were different and possessed different powers. This Archean realm swamp devil had created a world of swamps, which had the terrifying power to trap and devour enemies. Crash, in the blink of an eye, the ancient demon who had been the first to jump out and protest was immediately trapped by the swamp world. He was wrapped up by the mud of the swamp. What? The ancient demon was horrified. It circulated the creation domain in its body in an attempt to break free from this place. However, it realized that its creation domain was suppressed by the world domain in all aspects. Even space-time was frozen. With a cracking sound, the ancient demon was completely swallowed by the swamp world in the next second. It let out a shrill scream as its entire body seemed to fuse with the swamp world, becoming its fertilizer. The pupils of all the ancient demons shrunk and they were extremely shocked. They knew that the gap between them and the immemorial demons was huge, But they didn't expect it to be to such an extent. It was completely unreasonable. A powerful ancient demon was taken care of by the swamp devil in an instant. They couldn't help but gulp, not daring to say anything else. Is this the immemorial realm? Xia Ping squinted his eyes. He had weakened his presence so that he wouldn't be targeted by the other ancient demons. However, he was still amazed when he saw the ancient demons fighting personally. As expected of the ancient demons who had comprehended the world's laws. Their strength was simply too strong. It wasn't something that immemorial ancient demons could compare with. Even with his current strength, he wasn't a match for these ancient demons. Therefore, he had to be even more careful this time. If any of you still want to object, feel free to step forward. Although I don't know if you will be killed by the restrictive formation inside if you enter the sacred hall. If you don't go in, you will die right now. The swamp devil was filled with killing intent. It didn't hide the killing intent in the depths of its heart at all. It was clearly a threat. Faced with such a killing of the chicken to scare the monkey, the ancient demons didn't dare to resist at all. You go in. At this time, another ice demon who had reached the immemorial realm pointed at one of the ancient demons. It struck while the iron was hot and ordered one of the ancient demons to go in. The ancient demon was so scared that its face turned green. How could it have thought that it would be so unlucky to be the first to go in? Wasn't this asking it to die? What? You don't want to go in? Do you want to die as well? The ice demon squinted its eyes and emitted a chilling aura that seemed to be able to freeze everything. I'll go in right now. Feeling this terrifying power, the ancient demon didn't dare to disobey the other party's orders. After all, entering the sacred hall might not mean death. However, being targeted by this ancient demon would mean death without a doubt. That's right. Go in the northeast direction. 3 steps left, 3 steps right, and then 5 steps forward. The ice demon ordered. The ancient demon gulped and suppressed the fear in its heart. It took a step into the restrictive formation of the sacred hall. Immediately, it felt as though the space around it had changed. It seemed as though it had stepped into another void. It remembered what the ice demon had ordered it to take 3 steps left, 3 steps right, and then 5 steps forward. It tried to avoid the restrictive formation of the sacred hall and avoid the danger. At first, it was doing well. It perfectly avoided the restrictive formation and found a flaw. However, when it came to the last step, it took a step forward. Boom! In an instant, the ancient demon seemed to have taken a wrong step. It immediately caused a chain reaction in the restrictive formation. It seemed as though the sacred hall had detected an enemy. Intruder, die! In the depths of the void, there seemed to be a mechanical voice vibrating. The next second, a bolt of purple rule lightning descended from the depths of the void and instantly struck the ancient demon's head. The ancient demon's eyes widened. It didn't even have time to react. It didn't even know what had happened. Its entire body was hit by the rule lightning. With a crash, its entire body and soul were destroyed. All the spiritual aura disappeared quickly. Its entire body seemed to have turned into charcoal. Third Sect Leader. Chapter 2591. When the ancient demons saw this, their eyes widened in shock. The restrictive formation of the temple was too terrifying. If they took a wrong step, they would be killed instantly. As demons who had reached the immemorial ancient realm, they were already quite strong. But they couldn't even withstand a single blow and were turned into ashes. How terrifying was this power? They immediately sensed just how terrifying this temple was. It was no wonder that this group of primordial demons had been here for such a long time and were still at a loss. We failed. Seems like there was a mistake at the last step. But the path before was correct. We have to try again. The one who spoke was the immemorial ancient realm violent sand demon. Its body was made of yellow sand and emitted a deathly aura. It was as though it had taken the lives of countless demons. Its black eyes were cold and emotionless, as though it was the grim reaper of the desert. You're right. We do need to try a few more times. I believe we will be able to find a safe path into this temple soon. The frost demon nodded. You, the 3 of you, go in now. The swamp demon pointed at the three ancient demons. What? The three ancient demons' faces changed. They didn't expect it to be their turn so soon. They had seen the miserable state of the demon who entered the temple. One wrong step and he was turned into ashes. If this continued, they wouldn't be able to break the restrictive formation of this place. If they took a wrong step, they would die without a complete corpse. What's wrong? Are you not willing? Do you want to die too? The swamp demon glared at the three ancient demons. Let's fight it out with them. We'll die if we go in anyway. We might as well fight it out. At least we have a chance of survival. Let's go. Let's split up. Let's survive. The three ancient demons looked at each other and saw the determination in each other's eyes. Based on the current situation, they would definitely die if they entered the temple. But if they went all out, they might be able to escape from these ancient demons. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. In the blink of an eye, the three Archean fiend devils burned their chi, blood, and souls to unleash divine abilities, transforming into streaks of black light that shot off in all directions. They seemed to have fused with the void like flowing light. They had simply reached the peak of what could be achieved in this lifetime. Trying to run? In front of me, trying to escape is simply wishful thinking. Since you guys don't listen to my orders, then go to hell. The one who spoke was the frost demon. It sneered. Boom, in just an instant, a vast world of ice and snow enveloped them. The temperature of this world of ice and snow seemed to have reached absolute zero. Under such a temperature, everything in the world was in a frozen state. It was as if even space and time had been frozen by the power of ice. Nothing could move. Crash, the three ancient demons had only run out 1,000,000 kilometers, but at this moment, the extreme cold spread throughout their bodies, freezing them into ice sculptures in an instant. Their eyes were wide open, and their pupils were filled with terror, unwillingness, disbelief, and various other expressions. They seemed to have never imagined that they would be annihilated just like that. The Archean realm frost devil punched out, instantly shattering the three ice statues. The three primordial fiends were reduced to ashes, dying a miserable death at the hands of the frost devil. Ant-like thing, you want to escape from me? You're simply overestimating yourself. The frost demon sneered, his eyes cold and ruthless. This. The ancient demon's heart sank, and their hair stood on end. They couldn't defeat it, and they couldn't escape either. This was simply a situation of certain death. There was nothing they could do. Moreover, this was only the attack of one primordial fiend. In addition, there were dozens of primordial fiends suppressing this place. How could they escape? Immediately, they gave up the thought of escaping, knowing that they couldn't avoid this. Right next, you, and you, the three of you will go in together. If you still want to escape, then you'll end up like the other ancient demons. Don't blame me for not warning you. The swamp demon looked down from above and pointed at three ancient demons. One of them was Xia Ping. Although Xia Ping's presence was much weaker, he still couldn't avoid misfortune. Damn it. The faces of the two ancient demons turned green, and their faces were as pale as ash. However, after seeing the miserable state of the three ancient demons, they couldn't resist even if they wanted to. They felt that they were already dead, and that they would definitely die today. Can we not go in? Xia Ping blinked, looked at the primordial fiend, and suggested, not going in? Hearing this, the swamp demon was instantly amused. Little brat, you're really brave. Didn't you see those ancient demons that we killed just now? Do you want to follow in their footsteps? Do you want to die too? It was full of murderous intent. No, I don't want to die, but I don't want to go in either. Xia Ping said seriously. Interesting. I didn't expect that after killing a few ancient demons, there would still be such thorns. It seems that we haven't killed enough ancient demons to completely intimidate you. A cold light flashed in the frost demon's eyes. It felt that this kid's words were simply trampling on the dignity of the primordial fiends. If I kill a few more, you won't have any cannon fodder left. Xia Ping said honestly. What? Hearing this, the primordial fiends were instantly infuriated. They had never seen such an arrogant captive. He was obviously just an ant, but he dared to provoke them like this. He didn't take them seriously at all. Cut the crap. Today, even if you don't want to go in, you'll have to get in. You can't object. The violent sand demon was very hot-tempered. Immediately, it wanted to grab Xia Ping and throw him into the temple's restrictive array. No, there are still demons who won't agree to this. Xia Ping said, "Who's it? Who's so brave to oppose my opinion? Get out here immediately. I'll deal with you once and for all." The violent sand demon roared angrily. It didn't believe that there would be any demons who would dare to make a fuss. If there were any, it would kill them until they were extinct. Oh, it's them. Xia Ping blinked. The Gaia space in his body trembled, and in an instant, hundreds of evil spirits were released from his body. This was also the trump card that allowed him to be unafraid of these primordial fiends. Whoosh! In an instant, hundreds of evil spirits appeared in this space at the same time. The terrifying power of evil spirits spread out for tens of thousands of light years, seemingly freezing the void and emitting a chill that could make one's soul tremble. Seeing this, the hot-tempered violent sand demon fell silent. The Primordial Fiends. Chapter 2592. Fuck, where did so many evil spirits come from? A primordial demon couldn't help but curse, its face turning green. To be honest, this was the first time it had seen so many evil spirits gathered together. Once it saw a large number of evil spirits gathering, it would immediately flee without stopping. If it foolishly stayed where it was, even a primordial demon would die. Therefore, no demon would be foolish enough to face such evil spirits head-on. However, it was different now. Hundreds of evil spirits had suddenly appeared without a sound. Outside of this place, none of the demons had sensed any special fluctuations in the void. They had suddenly appeared just like that. This was simply crazy. Damn it, did you do it? What did you do? Why are there so many evil spirits in this place? The violent sand demon's face was gloomy. It instinctively suspected Xia Ping. How could it be so coincidental? They didn't appear just now. Now that it was about to kill this guy, hundreds of evil spirits suddenly appeared. It was as if these evil spirits were his bodyguards. The problem was, weren't evil spirits monsters without any intelligence and only knew how to kill? How could they enslave these evil spirits? Because of this, it was a little suspicious. If it wasn't so, it would have been 100% sure that this bastard did it. This shouldn't have anything to do with me. Xia Ping blinked and revealed a very innocent look. I'm just a small shrimp. How can I control so many evil spirits? Even an invincible realm demon can't do it. Of course, this isn't important now. What's important is how we should survive under the hands of these evil spirits. Don't you think this makes sense? What? As soon as he said that, the hundreds of evil spirits were a little confused at first. They had been wandering in the Gaia space for a long time, but they couldn't find a way out. They were aimlessly wandering. But now, they suddenly sensed that there were so many life auras around them. They were like sharks that had been starving for a long time and instantly smelled the scent of blood. Soon they went crazy. Roar! Hundreds of evil spirits roared at the same time. Terrifying soul fluctuations erupted from their bodies, producing a terrifying soul shock force that blasted in all directions. Dong dong dong! In the blink of an eye, the ancient fiend devils near the evil spirits were caught off guard and sent flying, coughing up blood in midair. Even some of the ancient demons standing far away seemed unable to withstand the power of such a soul attack. They were instantly shocked to death, and their souls were shattered into pieces. These ancient demons widened their eyes and could only utter a few syllables. The color of their pupils quickly turned gray, and it was obvious that their life aura was quickly disappearing. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Xia Ping immediately escaped and hid nearby without saying a word. Gaia's avatar could be considered a life form extremely proficient in the power of space. Once it moved, it could merge with the void and move without a sound. It was several times faster than the black hole worm. At this time, the violent sand devil and the other primordial demons couldn't care less about Xia Ping, the instigator of all this. They could only face the hundreds of evil spirits that suddenly appeared. Otherwise, they would definitely be killed and devoured by these rampaging evil spirits. Even the archaic fiends had no choice but to treat this matter seriously and carefully. Kill. The archaic fiends were filled with murderous intent. They used the world domains in their bodies. One world projection after another came crashing down, layer upon layer. The world projections of ice, swamp, desert, lava, ocean, and so on came crashing down. It was as if dozens of great thousand realms were crashing down. The void in a radius of billions of miles seemed to explode from this power. Everywhere was shattered, producing extremely terrifying destructive waves. The entire void was destroyed. Amazing! Xia Ping, who was hiding in the dark, couldn't help but exclaim. If he had stayed where he was, his Gaia avatar would probably have been destroyed on the spot. After all, no matter how powerful Gaia's avatar was, it couldn't withstand the joint attack of dozens of primordial demons. The omnipresent world fluctuations were enough to destroy all laws. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. However, these attacks had no effect on the evil spirits. Their figures flashed, and their entire bodies directly turned illusory. They merged into the depths of the void and entered the world projections, independent of the dimension. Countless laws bombarded their bodies, but it was as if they were bombarding phantoms. They reached the realm of invulnerability. This was the terror of the evil spirits. Elemental power was ineffective. Physical power was ineffective. Nomological power was ineffective. They could block almost all attacks in the world. Only soul power could directly target the body of the evil spirits. Only then would the evil spirits be effective. And the soul power of these evil spirits was also extraordinarily strong. The soul attacks of ordinary demons couldn't cause any damage to the evil spirits. Damn it, it's useless. My world domain can't restrain them at all. The violent sand demon's expression was ugly, as if it had eaten shit. Its ever-victorious desert world was known as the death domain in the Green Lotus Hell. No matter what demon entered it, all their life force would be devoured by the terrifying gravel of death. The problem was that these evil spirits were existences of death. They were invisible and shadowless. They were a special product of the intersection between illusory and real. Its world domain couldn't do anything to them. Not only can't we restrain them, but our attacks also have no effect. All of them hit empty space. The frost demon's expression was gloomy. The more it dealt with the evil spirits, the more it felt how troublesome they were. Its world of ice and snow had absolute 0 degrees. It was said that it could even freeze time and space. The problem was that this temperature just couldn't freeze the evil spirits. It couldn't do anything to the evil spirits' bodies. It was as if they were the nemesis of its freezing laws. It had a feeling that it couldn't use its power. It was extremely sullen. Damn it. We can't hit them and we can't kill them. What should we do now? Some ancient demons were extremely sullen. They would rather encounter demons than evil spirits because these evil spirits were so difficult to deal with and so difficult to kill. No, help, help, help. In the blink of an eye, over 100 evil spirits pounced on the swamp demon. They silently hid in the swamp world like shadows of the world of darkness. Taking advantage of the swamp demon's relaxation, they pounced on it and immediately tore it apart. Immediately, terrifying chewing sounds came from the depths of the void. These evil spirits were like vicious dogs. They tore the swamp demon's soul apart as if it was food. In just a breath's time, the extremely tyrannical swamp demon was eaten in an instant. Not even its bones were left. It died a miserable death. Chapter 2593. This. The primordial demon's hair stood on end, and they trembled. To be honest, after reaching the primordial realm, demons of this level were basically at the top of the Blue Lotus Hell. They were like feudal lords. After all, invincible demons were still too rare, like phoenix feathers and Qilin horns. Such existences wouldn't attack easily. They would stay in their own kingdoms and act as stabilizing forces. Only primordial demons would act as generals and fight everywhere. But even so, existences with the strength of primordial demons would only die if they were surrounded by a large number of void monsters, or if they encountered the unpredictable dangers of the demonic god's ruins. It was difficult to kill primordial demons under any other circumstances. Over the years, other than the unlucky primordial demons that died in the demonic god's ruins, and the ones that died fighting the void monsters, the number of primordial demons that had died could be counted on one hand. But now, another primordial demon that had comprehended the laws of the world had died so tragically in front of them, and in such a miserable manner, torn to death by hundreds of evil spirits. Such a tragic scene made them shudder, and they almost went crazy. As expected, even the primordial fiends find it extremely difficult to kill evil spirits. Moreover, these evil spirits seem to be getting stronger at a speed visible to the naked eye. Xia Ping, who was hiding in the dark, had a glint in his eyes. He could feel that after these evil spirits devoured the soul of the primordial swamp demon, their strength seemed to have increased rapidly. They were much more terrifying than before. If they killed more primordial demons and devoured large amounts of soul power, they would probably become even more lawless. It was unimaginable how strong they would become. No, we can't continue like this. If a few more primordial demons die, these evil spirits will continue to grow stronger. When that happens, we'll all be wiped out. We'll die for sure. An primordial demon could tell that they were in a dangerous situation. There was only a slim chance of survival. Looks like we can only escape. We have to leave this place as soon as possible. These evil spirits might have accidentally entered this place. When we come back to this temple after a while, I believe they'll have already left. An primordial demon suggested that they run away. How? These wraiths are too fast. They're almost as fast as a primordial realm demon. It's almost impossible to escape. To the side, the ancient demon had a gloomy expression. It had experience dealing with evil spirits in the past and knew just how terrifying they were. These evil spirits were like vicious dogs. Once they locked onto their prey, they wouldn't stop until they were dead. Moreover, they seemed to have an innate sense of life. No matter where these demons were hiding, they could easily sense them and find them in an instant. On top of that, they were also extremely fast. Without a sound, they blended into the void. It could be said that running away would only result in being hunted down by them as prey, and it would only result in a faster death. This won't do, that won't do. Are we just going to wait for death? Some of the primordial demons gnashed their teeth in panic. Where is that bastard ancient devil from earlier? Where did he go? The appearance of these evil spirits is definitely related to that bastard. Who knows, maybe this group of evil spirits was created by that bastard. The violent sand demon cursed angrily. Its eyes were extremely ferocious as it tried to find traces of Xia Ping. Its instincts told it that this matter was definitely related to that mysterious and arrogant ancient demon. This was because that bastard was far too calm in front of these ancient demons. He was completely unlike the other ancient demons who were panic-stricken and uneasy. Instead, he seemed to have nothing to fear. Such an ancient devil wasn't an idiot. It definitely had something to rely on. It was pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. But no matter how it looked at it, that ancient devil wasn't an idiot. Therefore, there was definitely a big secret on its body. He slipped away long ago. That little thief runs faster than anyone. If we weren't careful, that bastard would disappear without a trace. The frost demon had obviously thought of this as well. It had originally wanted to capture that bastard ancient devil, but the appearance of hundreds of evil spirits at the same time had completely stunned it. Moreover, the evil spirits' attacks were too terrifying. It had no choice but to focus on them. But because of this, in a moment of carelessness, that bastard had slipped away quietly. No one had noticed him. Fuck, that lowly demon, he created so many evil spirits to cause trouble for us, and now he wants to run away? There's no way. Don't let me see him when I return to the base, or I'll definitely tear that bastard into pieces. The violent sand demon roared. It hated Xia Ping to the extreme, the kind that hated him to the bone. If it wasn't for that lowly demon's tricks, they wouldn't have ended up in such a state. They wouldn't have fallen into such a life and death crisis. Originally, this treasure hunt was a peaceful activity. There was basically no danger, and everyone got along harmoniously. But when that bastard came, the scene was not harmonious at all. It was extremely bloody. The other primordial demons nodded as well. Killing intent surged in their hearts. Although the base's rules forbade cannibalism and fighting within the base, the problem was that if the primordial demons wanted to kill an ancient devil, they had too many methods. Not to mention anything else, just watching him was enough to keep an eye on that bastard. As long as that kid left the base and entered the demonic god's ruins, he would immediately be surrounded and beaten up. No matter where that bastard escaped to, he would definitely die. Killing that kid is a small matter. Now, we should think about how to escape from those evil spirits. An primordial demon said in a low voice. There's no other way. I didn't want to waste such a treasure, but things have already come to this. I can only reluctantly part with it. After this is over, all of you have to compensate me. At this time, an immemorial realm dragon-horned demon walked out. It took out a purple bottle that seemed to be filled with a purple liquid. It emitted a noble light. No way, dark flower purple liquid? Where the hell did you get it from? Seeing this purple bottle, many primordial demons cried out in surprise. Their eyes were very sharp, and they immediately recognized the special liquid in the dragon-horned demon's hand. Netherflower Violet Elixir was a renowned treasure in the hell of the Green Lotus. Although evil spirits were known as undefeatable monsters, and ordinary powers couldn't harm or kill them, it didn't mean that there was no power that could harm them. Among them, this dark flower purple liquid was a precious treasure that was unique to the demonic god's ruins. It seemed to be a mysterious liquid that came from some mysterious place, and it possessed the terrifying power to harm souls. A single drop of this dark flower purple liquid could heavily injure evil spirits. The problem was that this dark flower purple liquid was too precious. It could definitely be considered a strategic resource. Moreover, it was too rare, and most of it was controlled by invincible demons. Therefore, there were very few of it that could be found. A single drop of dark flower purple liquid was priceless. Even the primordial demons didn't have many. Chapter 2594. Hurry up, those bastards are here again. Some of the primordial fiends originally wanted to chat with the dragon-horned demon about how they obtained the treasure, dark flower purple liquid, but their expressions suddenly changed when they sensed hundreds of evil spirits charging at them again. If this continued, more than half of them would definitely die. Kill! The dragon-horned demon didn't care about anything else. He opened the purple bottle in his hand and operated his supernatural power. In an instant, a drop of dark flower purple liquid shot out. The drop of dark flower purple liquid immediately bombarded the evil spirit in front of it. Immediately, the evil spirit let out a shrill scream, like a pig being slaughtered. At the same time, the power of the drop of dark flower purple liquid completely exploded. Like acid, it melted the evil spirit's body and constantly emitted white smoke. It's effective. Many of the primordial fiends widened their eyes. They simply couldn't believe it. Just now, they fought with their lives on the line, but they couldn't kill an evil spirit. However, a drop of dark flower purple liquid had such an effect. It was truly unbelievable. Whoosh, in the time of a few breaths, the evil spirit seemed to have suffered extreme torture and turned into ashes in an instant. My God, it really killed an evil spirit. This dark flower purple liquid is really powerful. Many of the primordial fiends exclaimed. They looked greedily at the dark flower purple liquid in the dragon-horned demon's hand. If they also obtained a bottle of dark flower purple liquid, then the danger in the demon god's ruins would probably be greatly reduced. It was no wonder that such a treasure would be firmly controlled by the invincible realm fiends. It could actually cause such great damage to evil spirits. This was definitely a trump card treasure. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. But killing an evil spirit angered the remaining evil spirits even more. They became even more violent and charged at the dragon-horned demon, as if they were specifically targeting the dragon-horned demon. Although the evil spirits didn't have much intelligence, they still had combat instincts. They could sense which enemy posed the greatest threat to them, so they collectively attacked the dragon-horned demon. Oh no, Those evil spirits have gone crazy. Some of the primordial fiends had never seen the evil spirits so crazy. They bared their fangs and brandished their claws. Their roars shook the sky, and the violent evil spirit power filled the surroundings. It was as if they had fallen into the 9 hells, freezing the void within a radius of billions of miles. Bastard! You want to kill me? It won't be that easy. The dragon-horned demon's face was ferocious. It also felt a great crisis. If it was attacked by hundreds of evil spirits at the same time, it was afraid that it would follow in the footsteps of the swamp demon and be bitten to pieces by the evil spirits. Swish, swish, swish. Instantly, the netherflower violet liquid in its hands sprayed out once more, and an entire 20 to 30 drops of netherflower violet liquid transformed into numerous cold lights that were like sharp swords that pierced through the sky. Boom! Instantly, a few tens of evil spirits were struck by the netherflower purple liquid. The energy of the netherflower purple liquid immediately exploded out like acid, swiftly corroding and disintegrating the bodies of these evil spirits. Roar! Numerous evil spirits let out shrill and miserable cries. They were like ice that encountered sunlight, their bodies melting as they were unable to endure the strange energy of the netherflower violet liquid, and it seemed as if their souls were being wiped out. When the other evil spirits saw this, they seemed to be stunned as well. Ha, foolish evil spirits, let's see if you still dare to be so arrogant. Come on, continue to come if you have the guts. See if we don't kill you all. The numerous primordial fiends were immensely proud of themselves. They were in an extremely good mood. They were so aggrieved just now. They clearly possessed power that far surpassed these evil spirits, yet they couldn't harm them in the slightest. Was there such a grievance in this world? But it was different now. They had a treasure like the netherflower purple liquid in their hands, and they finally grasped the power to kill evil spirits. They didn't need to fear these evil spirits anymore. Brother Dragonhorned, hurry up and exterminate these evil spirits. Let them know that us fiends aren't to be trifled with. A primordial fiend felt that they needed to strike while the iron was hot and exterminate this group of evil spirits. Exterminate your sister. Do you really think the netherflower purple liquid on me is free? Hearing this, the dragon-horned demon's face turned green, and it cursed loudly. In order to kill dozens of evil spirits, it had used up more than half of the netherflower purple liquid on its body. This simply made its heart ache terribly. It was as if the flesh on its body was being cut off, and there was no need to mention how miserable it was. 1 drop of netherflower purple liquid required a large amount of its wealth. Now that it had squandered dozens of drops, its heart ached just thinking about it. This was all money. Moreover, there was no benefit in exterminating these evil spirits. It could only keep itself alive. This was simply a loss-making transaction. Fuck, this group of fucking dogs, each and every one of them talking as if it wasn't their money that they were using. It didn't hurt to sell their father's fields, and all of them made it a prodigal son to squander everywhere. Even when it squandered more than half of the netherflower purple liquid on its body, it only killed dozens of evil spirits. One had to know that there were hundreds of evil spirits now, and it only killed 1/10 of them. Even if it squandered all the netherflower purple liquid on its body, it still wouldn't be able to kill more than half of these evil spirits. Therefore, if they continued to fight head-on, it would only be their misfortune. There was no meaning at all. The numerous primordial fiends were speechless. They indeed almost forgot that the netherflower purple liquid on the dragon-horned demon's body didn't seem to be limitless, and the quantity was also extremely small. Let's hurry and run while these evil spirits are afraid. Don't get entangled with these evil spirits, the dragon-horned demon immediately said. The reason why it took out the netherflower purple liquid on its body was only to run away. It had never thought of killing these evil spirits at all. As long as these evil spirits were temporarily frightened, they could take the opportunity to escape. Right? Let's hurry and run. There's no need to continue wasting time here. The other primordial fiends nodded as well. As expected, they actually have this kind of trump card to kill evil spirits. In the distance, Xia Ping, who was hiding in the dark, also saw this scene. When he saw the shocking effect of the netherflower purple liquid, he couldn't help but be shocked. Hell was vast, and there were indeed all sorts of strange things. Even if those evil spirits were almost invincible, they still had their nemesis. The world was vast, and everything had their nemesis. But if they want to run now, it's already too late. Xia Ping stroked his chin, very calm. Through his divine sense, he could sense that when this group of primordial fiends and evil spirits were fighting, the huge battle fluctuations attracted the attention of countless evil demons nearby. These evil demons were rushing towards this place at high speed, and they had already surrounded this place. Of course, there was also the effect of the power of misfortune. This mysterious power of misfortune also magnified the bad luck of these primordial fiends, and at the same time numbed their senses. Therefore, they were still unaware that they were surrounded. Chapter 2595. The primordial demons wanted to take advantage of the fear of the evil spirits and escape, but a large number of demons surrounded them from all directions. Damn it, demons, demons are here too. Suddenly, the frost demon's expression changed dramatically and became extremely ugly. It seemed to sense something and couldn't help but scream in horror. What? The primordial demons were all shocked. They also spread out their divine senses and immediately sensed that there was a dense crowd of demons outside the temple. These devils were all monsters. Their entire bodies were pitch black, and they had sharp fangs and horns. They were of all shapes and sizes, and they seemed like numerous twisted monsters. There was no single one of them. Some looked like humans, some looked like dogs, and some looked like cheetahs. In short, every devil spawn's shape was not fixed. But even though they had all kinds of strange shapes, the only thing that was certain was that these monsters emitted hell's demonic energy, resentment, and other negative energies. It was as if they were unique monsters formed from the sins in the depths of hell. Moreover, there were too many of these demons. Just looking at them with the naked eye, there were at least 100,000 of them. The entire sky was dyed black by this extremely terrifying demonic energy. It was a black mass that blotted out the sky and covered the earth. Just looking at it made one feel incomparably crazy. It was as if there were countless twisted ghost faces in the depths of the huge black cloud in the sky. It was chilling. Even though these primordial demons were creatures of hell and had long since gotten used to this kind of evil power, they couldn't help but shiver when they saw this scene. What terrified them even more was that behind these demons, there seemed to be evil spirits flying in the air. It wasn't as simple as just a few hundred. There were more than 10,000 of them. Compared to the hundreds of evil spirits that had appeared before, the scene just now was child's play. These are demons? Xia Ping, who was hidden in the dark, also touched his chin. He stared at the powerful dark creatures in the distance that were surrounding them and fell into deep thought. He sensed that these demons' bodies were indeed unusual. They seemed to have powerful regenerative abilities. Even if they were cut, they could quickly recover. At the same time, these demon sins contained traces of curses, corrosive powers, and other types of corrosive powers. They were also highly contagious. The demon evil's power would invade the living being's body, turning them into new demon evil creatures. This was a terrifying infectious power that could cause people to tremble in fear. This was also one of the reasons why countless demons were afraid of the devil's spawn. How could this be? Why are there so many evil spirits and demons? Could it be that all the monsters in the city are here? An ancient demon felt its legs tremble and its eyes were filled with panic and disbelief. In truth, it had never seen such a vast scene before. When we were fighting just now, the shockwaves from the battle were too great. That's why these evil spirits and evil demons noticed us. An ancient demon speculated. Are you kidding me? Even if the shockwaves from the battle were huge, it shouldn't have attracted so many evil spirits and demonic creatures. Did they plan to gang up on us? One of the primordial fiends shrieked. It felt that this matter was really unusual. After all, although these evil spirits and demonic creatures were very terrifying, they were scattered around the city and wandering everywhere. If they were more careful, they wouldn't have been targeted and surrounded by the evil spirits and demonic creatures. But now, so many demonic creatures and evil spirits had suddenly appeared. No matter how it looked at it, this matter was a little unbelievable. There had to be a reason behind it. Brother Dragonhorn, do you have any more dark flower purple liquid? If you do, hurry up and take it out. Now that there are over 10,000 evil spirits, an ancient demon shouted. Do you have any more? Scram. The Dragonhorn demon's face was half green. Just now, a few hundred evil spirits had already caused them to be badly battered. Now that there were over 10,000 evil spirits, their strength had increased by who knew how many times. Even if he had 100 bottles of dark flower purple liquid, he might not be able to survive under such a situation, let alone a bottle of it. After all, the monsters that surrounded them this time weren't just evil spirits. There were also close to 10,000 terrifying demonic creatures. How could they fight now? They could only wait for death. Rumble, in an instant, the 10,000 demonic creatures also noticed these ancient demons. They were like sharks that smelled blood, and all of them became excited. They instantly turned into black shadows that seemed to merge into the night sky. Their speed was unbelievably fast as they pounced toward these ancient demons. Courting death. A black water demon that had reached the ancient realm roared angrily. It operated the world domain in its body and directly punched out. Instantly, countless streams of water condensed in the depths of the void, turning into droplets of solid water. They were the size of fists, and like cannonballs, they bombarded the demonic creatures like a storm. Dong dong dong. The black water droplets that were like cannonballs attacked, containing terrifying sharpness. In an instant, they pierced through the bodies of tens of thousands of demonic creatures, leaving behind large holes. At the same time, these black water droplets contained terrifying corrosive power. Even space-time laws would be corroded, and large holes would be created. They possessed terrifying destructive power, but it was useless. These demonic creatures had undying bodies. A large hole appeared in their bodies, and they recovered in a breath's time. Moreover, their auras were even more powerful. The power of the black water could not cause any effective damage to them. They still attacked in a frenzy, not slowing down at all. It's useless. Their bodies are too strong. Unless their bodies are completely destroyed, not even a single cell will be left, they won't die. These guys are even more terrifying than the void monsters. We must control them. The frost demon roared angrily. Its blue eyes contained a cold glint. World of ice. In an instant, its world of ice spread out, covering the void within a radius of hundreds of millions of kilometers. The terrifying absolute zero spread out in all directions. Terrifying cold air spread out, and the ground rapidly froze at a speed visible to the naked eye. In an instant, it covered the bodies of the demonic creatures. Dong dong dong. The bodies of the demonic creatures were immediately frozen by the cold air. Layers of thin ice seemed to appear on their bodies, as if they had turned into ice sculptures. It was as if all living beings in this world of ice and snow had become eternal statues. Success! The frost demon was delighted. But before it could rejoice for long, over 1,000 evil spirits crossed the void and descended, instantly surrounding it. It's over. I'm dead. The frost demon's face turned green. It did not even know how it died, and its consciousness instantly fell into darkness. Chapter 2596. Kacha. After the frost demon was killed by the evil spirits, the temporarily frozen demonic evils regained their mobility. Their bodies were not injured at all, and they were still extremely strong. They could be said to be indestructible. Damn it. Damn it. These evil spirits. They deserve to die 1,000 times. What should we do now? We can restrain the demonic evils, but we can't restrain the evil spirits. What else can we do? We can only wait for death. There's no way to save them. Let's ask for help. Ask for help immediately. Ask for help, my ass. All the demons in the city are gathered here. Where can we find other demons to save us? The immemorial demon's hair stood on end. Seeing this scene, they were almost in despair. They could temporarily control the demonic evils, but they could not control the evil spirits. It was already extremely difficult to deal with one type of monster. Now that two types of monsters had appeared at the same time, they were in a situation of certain death. Moreover, there were too many demonic evils and evil spirits. They were more than 10 times more than them. How could they fight against them? For a moment, they were sweating profusely. Their hearts were cold, and they did not know what to do. This was the first time they had encountered such a desperate situation. It was practically a narrow escape from death. As expected, killing the demonic evils and evil spirits requires a special power. Ordinary power seems to be unable to kill them. Xia Ping, who was hidden in the dark, rubbed his chin and thought about the weaknesses of these monsters. If he wanted to kill these demonic evils and evil spirits, he had a treasure on him that could do so. It was the Yellow Springs holy water. This treasure could purify all the impurities in this world. If these demonic evils and evil spirits came into contact with the Yellow Springs holy water, they would definitely be reduced to ashes. Secondly, if his main body was here, the infernal golden crow's flames in his body would be the nemesis of these monsters, and he could burn them to ashes. It was a pity that these immemorial demons did not have such a special power. So, it was easy to imagine what would happen to them. Damn it. It's all because of that damned immemorial demon. If it wasn't for that bastard, we wouldn't be in such a predicament. Those hundreds of evil spirits must have been provoked by him. Some of the archaic fiends thought of Xia Ping and gnashed their teeth in anger. Their resentment reached the extreme. Don't let me leave this place alive. Otherwise, I'll definitely kill that immemorial demon. I won't rest until he's dead. The other immemorial demons also thought of this. Because it couldn't be so coincidental. Those evil spirits didn't usually appear, but they appeared just when they were about to kill the immemorial demon. Now, they would regret it so much that their intestines would turn green. Just one mischievous trick had actually caused them to fall into such a situation of certain death. If they had known that the ancient demon had such means, they would not have provoked it even if they were beaten to death. But it was too late to say these words now. There was no medicine for regret in this world. Demons. They're in their demons, they had. Evil comes with courage. Being forced to this point, they had to throw caution to the wind. At the very least, they had to drag some down with them. As for dealing with that mysterious immemorial demon, they had to wait until they had a chance to leave alive. If they couldn't, then everything was just empty talk. 2 hours later, the earth trembled, and the ground was a mess. These immemorial demons were extremely fierce. They burned their blood, risking their lives. But no matter how they struggled, they could only kill hundreds of evil spirits and demons. But that was it. Under the encirclement of such a large number of monsters, they had almost no ability to resist and were all killed. Even if they killed a few hundred, it was just a drop in the ocean. No, it couldn't be said that way. Even in such a dangerous situation, 2 immemorial demons managed to escape. One of them was the dragon-horned demon. It had many treasures and many tricks. At the critical moment, it took out a demonic treasure and self-detonated, creating a bloody path. The demons and evil spirits beside it were blown away. Then, it took the opportunity to escape. The other primordial demon seemed to be a stealth demon killer. Its ability was similar to the shadow demons, but there was a fundamental difference. Its innate divine ability was invisibility. It could blend into the depths of the void and be silent. It had an extremely strong innate spatial divine ability, which was not something the shadow demon could compare with. With this ability, the concealed demon killer could be considered one of the strongest assassination demons. Therefore, it took the opportunity to use its innate superpower to escape with the dragon-horned demon. The other monsters couldn't catch up with the 2 immemorial demons. But even so, the 2 primordial fiends were gravely injured, and even their souls were severely damaged. For the time being, they wouldn't dare to appear in this place again. Not all of them died. What a pity! Xia Ping really wanted to rush forward and kill the remaining 2 primordial fiends. However, after considering their strength, he realized that he was only a saint at the peak of the Middle Ancient Realm. It was still impossible for him to kill an primordial saint. Moreover, he was just a Gaia clone. He didn't have as many treasures as his main body, so he couldn't deal too much damage to the immemorial demons. If he went out rashly, he might die in the hands of the two immemorial demons. After thinking about it, he decided it was better not to act rashly. However, since the immemorial demons are dead, it seems that the evil spirits and demons are leaving. It's time to make a move. Otherwise, these monsters will escape. Xia Ping touched his chin. He sensed that the immemorial demons around him had either escaped or died. There were basically no demons nearby. He didn't mind revealing his ability at this moment. Moreover, the demons and evil spirits didn't have any intelligence. To put it simply, they were idiots who only knew how to act according to their instincts. If one had the ability to restrain such creatures, it would be relatively easy to deal with them. It could be said that he could take advantage of the moment when these monsters were weak and reap the benefits. Boom. Gaia domain. In the blink of an eye, with Xia Ping's body as the center, the Gaia domain covered a radius of several million kilometers, covering every corner of this void. Swoosh. In just an instant, 100,000 demons and tens of thousands of evil spirits were enveloped by the Gaia domain. Before these monsters could figure out what was happening, the power of the Gaia domain suddenly pulled all of them into the Gaia space in Xia Ping's body. Chapter 2597. Success. Xia Ping was so excited that his blood was boiling. In fact, before he took action, he was feeling a little uneasy deep down. He was worried that some accident would happen, but he did not expect things to go so smoothly. In fact, any primordial sage could do such a thing. The problem was that pulling wraiths and demonic evils into one's internal space was suicide. This was because wraiths were extremely terrifying creatures of the netherworld. Their speed was silent and their bodies were formless. They could penetrate most space, and if they entered one's internal world, the wraiths would instantly enter the depths of the sea of consciousness through the internal space and devour one's soul. Furthermore, these demonic evils were extremely terrifying. They would also wreak havoc in the internal world, constantly emitting terrifying corrosive powers. In less than a few breaths of time, the primordial sage would be corroded into demonic evils, losing all reason and completely degenerate. This was like Sun Wukong entering the Ox Demon King's stomach and wreaking havoc in the heavens, causing the Ox Demon King to have chicken feathers and duck blood. Only a unique cosmic creature like Gaia could do such a thing without causing great harm to itself. No, it should be said that only a unique Gaia creature like Xia Ping, who was born with the Gaia space to imprison all evil creatures, could easily suppress and imprison wraiths and demonic evils. If other Gaia wanted to do the same thing, they would be courting death. Their internal worlds could not withstand the virus infection of the demonic evils, and they would die a terrible death. It was even more impossible to stop the wraiths. To stop the wraiths was because the internal space of Xia Ping's Gaia avatar contained the laws of the netherworld, death, curse, darkness, and other laws. Only such power could stop the wraiths from escaping. Interesting. Xia Ping stroked his chin. He sensed that after the wraiths and demonic evils entered his Gaia space, the monsters seemed to sense that something was amiss and began wreaking havoc everywhere. The wraiths even wanted to use their innate divine powers to leave this place and escape into the void. But it was useless. The Gaia space in his body was chaotic to begin with, and nothing could destroy it. No matter how crazed the demonic evils were, they were only hitting thin air. As for those evil spirits wanting to leave, it was just a pipe dream. Under the obstruction of the Gaia barrier, all of their innate magical powers would be rendered ineffective. They could only wander around and be imprisoned forever. Moreover, he had imprisoned 100,000 demonic evils and 10,000 evil spirits. He felt that his ego was a little inflated. He felt that he could even try and provoke an invincible saint. If these monsters were released, the destructive power they would cause would be unimaginable. Of course, it was just a thought. He would not go against an invincible saint. After all, if the invincible sage wanted to, he could easily kill him with a single thought. Wait, these fiend spawns seem to have been refined by the Gaia space. Xia Ping's heart stirred. He suddenly realized that a massive amount of chaos airflow was surging out of the Gaia space. It contained the unimaginable power of Gaia, the power of devouring, and the power of refinement. Gaia's power enveloped the bodies of the weaker demon evils. Next, the demon evils seemed to be wrapped up by countless spiderwebs, unable to move. Crash! In the next second, these demon evils seemed to have died. Their souls shattered and they could no longer move. After these weak demon evils died, their flesh and blood completely melted, turning into pieces of land that covered an area of more than 100,000 square kilometers. Moreover, these pieces of land were black, red, green, yellow, and so on. They contained vitality, and at the same time, they emitted evil powers such as curses, corrosion, erosion, and devouring. These demon evils have been refined? Xia Ping's eyes widened and he could not help but be shocked. Previously, when he imprisoned those evil spirits, although he could also refine them, it would take a very long time. However, after imprisoning these demon evils, it was as if the power of Gaia in his body thought that these demon evils were supreme delicacies. It actually went berserk and refined some of the weaker demon evils. And the flesh and blood power of these demon evils, as well as various negative powers, scattered around the Gaia space. They became Gaia's nutrients, causing the Gaia avatar to constantly grow stronger. Vaguely, he felt that the Gaia space in his body seemed to have become more stable. It was as if the flesh and blood power of these demon evils had also integrated into the barrier of the Gaia space. The dead demon evils turned into pieces of dark land. If one were to observe them with divine senses, these land pieces seemed to be alive. They were wriggling slowly like flesh and blood, making one shudder. However, in the Gaia space, these land pieces that seemed to be alive seemed to be extremely harmonious and full of vitality. Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. He realized that after he refined tens to hundreds of demon evils, the power of his Gaia avatar was skyrocketing. His soul and magic power were both increasing rapidly. In just a breath's time, he seemed to have advanced to the peak of the Middle Ancient Realm. He was just a step away from breaking through to the immemorial Ancient Realm and grasping the law of creation. If it was not for the restriction of his main body, this Gaia avatar would probably have advanced directly. It seems like these demon evils and evil spirits are extremely beneficial to the growth of Gaia avatar. They are basically nutrients. Xia Ping could not help but be amazed. He did not expect these evil creatures to be so beneficial to Gaia. Moreover, he could also sense that these demon evils might also be very beneficial to the world tree. If he could devour them, it would definitely promote the growth of the world tree. He felt that if he had the chance, he must capture more demon evils and evil spirits. Whoosh! Xia Ping waved his hand and collected the tens of primordial demons and the hundreds of corpses of the ancient demons on the ground. These were all rare treasures and fertilizers. If he gave them to the world tree, it would definitely give birth to many heavenly fruits. How could he waste them in this place? He would definitely be a prodigal. He also plundered the treasures of the primordial demons and took them for himself. It could be said that he had obtained 1 billion hell source stones alone. Ordinary primordial demons could not possibly compare to his current wealth. If this matter were to spread, it would definitely scare many demons to death. Oh yes, there's also this ancient temple. I wonder what's inside? After doing all this, Xia Ping touched his chin and stared at the ancient temple in front of him. To be honest, he was also very interested in this mysterious temple. After all, even the primordial demons coveted this ancient temple. He had no reason to let go of this ancient temple. Chapter 2598. By the way, I can't enter at all. Xia Ping blinked. He had almost forgotten that he was only Gaia's avatar. He did not have the ability to see through the restrictive array formations. Even if he wanted to break through the temple's restrictive array formations, it would be impossible. If he rashly entered, he would probably be no better than the other primordial demons. Forget it. I'll remember this place for now and explore it the next time I come in. With this in mind, he temporarily put the mysterious temple aside. After all, he could not do anything he was not confident in. Otherwise, it would not be treasure hunting but death. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. Xia Ping searched the city for treasures. He collected all the hell material fragments on the ground and swept them clean as if he was doing a spring cleaning. Due to what happened at the temple last time, most of the demons and evil spirits had been attracted there, so the entire city was extremely safe and no monsters had appeared. This also led to Xia Ping not being disturbed when he searched for treasures. Of course, even if he really encountered monsters like demons and wraiths, he would not be too worried about his safety. He could easily resolve this problem. Alright, time's up. Let's go back to the base. With this in mind, Xia Ping felt that it was a pity. Although he had found a lot of treasures during this period of time, the time was too short. He had only searched a small part of the city. However, this feeling of regret quickly disappeared. After all, he had sent his avatar in to explore the situation. When his real body came in, he would do something big. So, Xia Ping's figure flickered. Without any hesitation, he immediately returned to the city's temple. This was the only entrance to the Fiend God's ruins. When he arrived at the temple, he found many unfamiliar demons at the entrance. Most of them were demons that had stayed in the Fiend God ruins for more than a few months. Of course, there were also demons from the same batch as him, who had entered for the first time. However, after a month of baptism in the Fiend God ruins, it seemed that more than 90% of the demons who entered for the first time had died. Almost all the familiar faces had disappeared. Wasn't this brat blocked by the rock demons at the entrance? He's not dead yet? A demon from the same batch as Xia Ping immediately recognized Xia Ping. This was because Xia Ping's arrogant attitude in the base had left a deep impression on many demons. They believed that such an arrogant demon would definitely die once he entered the Fiend God ruins. Especially since he had offended a senior demon like the Rock Golem, he hated himself for not dying fast enough. Even before he left, he noticed that the Rock Golem had led a large group of companions to surround Xia Ping and the other demons. Obviously, the Rock Demon wanted to find trouble with this brat, the kind that wouldn't rest until one of them was dead. At that time, it thought that this brat would definitely die, and there was absolutely no reason for him to live. But now, it saw that the kid was still alive, while the Rock Golem and the other demons had disappeared. No matter how it looked at it, it was extremely strange. That's right. This brat offended the Rock Demon and was surrounded by a group of demons, but he's still alive. He's really lucky. Just how did he do it? It is indeed very strange. It seems like all the demons that came with it have disappeared. None of them returned. Could they have all died in the demon god's ruins? Damn, this scourge isn't dead, and he's still alive and kicking. Instead, it's the other demons that died. This is too unfair. Many evil demons had strange expressions on their faces. No matter how they racked their brains, they could not understand how Xia Ping could survive the siege of so many evil demons. Brat, I didn't expect you to survive. At that moment, an ancient demon walked forward and said to Xia Ping, didn't the Rock Golem and the group of demons want to kill you? How did you manage to survive? And what about your companions? Where are the Rock Golem and the other demons? It didn't beat around the bush and ask directly. They're all dead. Xia Ping said carelessly, it's indeed as you said. The Rock Golem and the other demons tried to take advantage of their numbers. Unfortunately, when they wanted to kill me, a large number of evil spirits suddenly appeared around me. In the end, they died under the siege of many evil spirits. I took advantage of the time when they were blocking the evil spirits to escape. Fortunately, the Rock Golem and the other demons were stronger and more ferocious, so they bought some time for me to escape. Otherwise, I might have died in the hands of those evil spirits. Therefore, although the Rock Golem and the other demons look very ferocious on the surface, they are still very reliable at critical moments. From this point, they can be considered good demons. Hearing this, the many demons, good my ass. They finally understood that the reason this bastard was still alive was purely because of his good luck. When the Rock Golem and the other demons tried to kill him, a large number of evil spirits appeared. It must be known that this city had been cleaned by the demons countless times. It had long become the safest city, and there were almost no evil spirits or demons in the surroundings. But occasionally, some spatial rift might open, and those evil spirits and demons might run over from other cities. That was why the demons that entered this place were in danger. To be honest, such a thing hadn't happened for a long time. But as luck would have it, this 1 in a billion chance actually happened to the rock golem and the other demons. It was like hitting the jackpot. It was also because of the obstruction of the evil spirits that the rock golem and the other demons couldn't kill this kid. After all, compared to the evil spirits, this kid's threat was just child's play. But in order to survive, the rock golem and the other demons did everything they could to block those evil spirits. Such a desperate move completely benefited the kid. The result was obvious. This kid was smarter than everyone. He actually slipped away while the rock golem was blocking the evil spirits. The other demons couldn't escape from the entanglement of the evil spirits at all. The result was obvious. The rock golem and the other demons all died. Even the kid's companions died tragically in this place. Only the rock golem survived. Oh my God, the heavens are too unfair. Why did they let this bastard live while the other demons died? Just what kind of dog shit luck is this? The corners of their mouths twitched. They felt that the rock golem and the other demons died too unjustly and unlucky. What's your name? An ancient demon asked curiously. Its eyes flickered, and it instinctively felt that this demon was a bit unusual. So many demons died, but only this kid survived. This was enough to prove that this demon was unusual. Such a demon was also qualified to let them know his name. Yendu, Xia Ping smiled slightly. Chapter 2599. At this moment, Xia Ping also gave up on using the name Aldrich. Anyway, those poison demons and other demons were long dead, and none of them knew who he was. Of course, the primordial demon Jialik knew, but he didn't know much. At most, he knew that Lin Xing came from the hell of Icarus. As for other things, he was probably clueless. Even if Jialik knew that Lin Xing had changed his name, he probably wouldn't care. He felt that it was better for him to use the name he had in hell. Fengdu. The eyes of many demons flickered. When they heard this name, their souls instinctively surged with a trace of throbbing, as if this name had a huge magical power. But after thinking about it carefully, this feeling quickly disappeared, and they couldn't feel anything. So that's how it is. Kid, your name is Fengdu. With a boom, two powerful forces descended in an instant. It was as if the projections of two worlds had come crashing down, covering the space within a radius of hundreds of millions of kilometers. Space and time seemed to distort under the power of these worlds, constantly trembling. What? The expressions of many demons changed. They could feel the terror of this power. Primordial demons? This was definitely the power of the world's laws that only primordial demons could display. Tim, Vernal, what the hell are you two doing? Why are you releasing your power here? If evil spirits and demons are attracted to this place, can you bear the responsibility? An angry roar came. Among the many demons, more than a dozen primordial demons appeared. When they felt this power, they immediately frowned and couldn't help but shout angrily, stopping the actions of the two primordial demons. Although this city was the safest, it was not necessarily so. If their power fluctuations were too great, it would also attract evil spirits and demons from other places. In order to ensure the safety of this passage, many invincible demons set a rule in this place. Many invincible abyssals had set down a rule here that no primordial abyssals were allowed to fight here. If they attracted the attention of other abyssals and devil spawns, they would be punished with death. After all, they had painstakingly opened up a safe passage. If this place accidentally became the base of evil spirits and demons, then their efforts would be in vain. They absolutely wouldn't allow any idiot to break this rule. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Right at this moment, two figures immediately emerged from the depths of the void. They were the dragon-horned demon and the concealed demon killer. Their bodies emitted an abyss-like aura, and their expressions were gloomy. Don't stop us. This brat has enmity with us. We have to make things clear to him, or else we won't rest until one of us is dead. Dragon-horned Devil Tim's killing intent soared as he stared at Xia Ping. Hatred. Many demons looked at Xia Ping with strange expressions. Before this kid had already provoked a stone demon and a senior ancient demon, and now he had actually offended 2 ancient demons. This bastard didn't have much ability, but his ability to stir up trouble was extraordinary. Just how long had it been? Yet, he had offended all sorts of great figures. He even dared to offend the ancient demon. It was as if his life was simply too long. A grudge? What grudge? An ancient demon curiously asked. What qualifications did a puny ancient demon have to offend an ancient demon? Moreover, it was 2 ancient demons. Where did such courage come from? What grudge? You can ask him yourself. I don't know what methods this bastard used to provoke a large number of evil spirits and demons, causing our dozens of ancient demons to fall into a situation of certain death. Dragon-horned Devil Tim gnashed his teeth. If it wasn't for me having some ability and exhausting all my methods, I'm afraid I wouldn't have been able to escape from the hands of those evil spirits and demons. This kind of hatred is simply higher than the mountains and deeper than the sea. If you want to stop me, then you'll be fighting to the death with me. You guys should think it over. His killing intent soared, and he hated Xia Ping to the extreme. Many ancient demons were dumbfounded. They completely didn't expect this demon Fengdu to have this kind of ability. Not only did he cause the deaths of dozens of ancient demons, but he also caused 2 ancient demons to narrowly escape with their lives. They had exhausted all their methods to escape. Just what kind of background did this Fengdu have? The one who killed your companions isn't me, but those evil spirits and demons. What right do you have to find trouble with me? Xia Ping said disdainfully, you don't dare to kill those evil spirits and demons, but you came to find trouble with me. Isn't this bullying the weak and fearing the strong? Is there any ancient demon as timid as you? Do you have any shame? Moreover, you can only blame your bad luck for suddenly encountering so many evil spirits and demons. What does it have to do with me? I also escaped by a hair's breadth. He expressed that this matter had nothing to do with him. Bullshit, you still dare to quibble? If this matter has nothing to do with you, I'll immediately eat 3 kilograms of feces. Dragon-horned Devil Tim was so angry that his face turned red. You always want to eat and drink. If you want to eat, then eat. Don't always find excuses. Xia Ping crossed his arms. Dragon-horned Devil Tim was so angry that he wanted to rush up and tear Xia Ping to pieces. Tim, don't talk nonsense with it. It's just an ant-like demon. Just kill it and vent your anger. Why bother talking to it? A cold light flashed and concealed Demon Killer Vernal's eyes. As an assassin-level demon, he didn't want to talk so much nonsense. If he wanted to kill a demon, he could just do it. Vernal, don't act rashly. You can't do it here. With a whoosh, before Vernal could make a move, an ancient demon suddenly appeared behind concealed Demon Killer Vernal. A large hand silently pressed on Vernal's shoulder, emitting tyrannical power. Earth Demon Rider, do you want to stand up for him? Concealed Demon Killer Vernal narrowed his eyes and immediately felt a heavy pressure on his body. It was as if the void around him was collapsing. The Earth Demon Rider in front of him could be said to be one of the strongest ancient demons. He was said to have the same level of power as the Earth Demon God and could control terrifying gravity. As long as he stood on the ground, he was an invincible existence. Every punch and kick had the destructive power to shatter the void. Some demons said that this Earth Demon Rider was the ancient demon with the highest chance of advancing to the invincible realm. With the combat strength of an ancient demon, he could even exchange a few blows with an invincible realm demon without dying. It's not that I want to stand up for him, but if you don't want to kill everyone, don't do anything to him. Earth Demon Rider said calmly. What do you mean by that? Concealed Demon Killer Vernal said in a low voice. His eyes flickered. He could hear that there was a hidden meaning in the Earth Demon's words. It wasn't as simple as it seemed. If I'm not wrong, this demon should be the legendary Doom Demon. Earth Demon Rider said. Chapter 2600. Misfortune demon? Hearing these words, the expressions of the dragon-horned demon and the concealed killer demon changed. The other demons seemed to have thought of something and looked at Xia Ping in disbelief and fear. They couldn't help but take dozens of steps back, looking at Xia Ping as if he was the plague. What do you mean? What is misfortune demon? Why do you look so afraid? Some ancient demons didn't know what misfortune demon meant. You're really a frog at the bottom of a well. You really are a frog at the bottom of a well. You don't even know about misfortune demons? This is an ancient legend of our hell. There is such a kind of demon that is born with the power of misfortune. It will be entangled by misfortune and misfortune. Wherever it goes, it will bring endless disasters and death. Any demon that is near it will die because of all kinds of misfortune. It is simply a mobile disaster machine. Even the demon gods are somewhat afraid of this special kind of demon. A demon trembled and said, "It said that in the demonic god era, this kind of doomed demon had appeared before. Wherever it went, the demonic god hell would bring great disasters. All kinds of hellish storms, lightning tribulations, and other natural disasters would descend, causing heavy casualties among the demons, and countries would be destroyed because of it. Even many demon gods died because of the many disasters brought by the misfortune demon. This misfortune demon is also listed as a taboo existence in hell. Once it appears, it must be destroyed." It looked at Xia Ping in fear. Even demon gods can't do anything to misfortune demon? Some demons felt that this was too exaggerated. Misfortune demon isn't very strong, but its most terrifying ability is to distort fate and control the power of misfortune. Any demon that wants to deal with it will die or fail because of all kinds of accidents. Those demon gods can't even get close to it. The ancient demon said solemnly, "It is said that there was once a demon god who tried to lead an army to kill the misfortune demon. Who would have thought that halfway there he would suddenly encounter a demon god who took the opportunity to hide and ambush him? The demon gods from both sides fought, causing the mountains to collapse and the earth to crack. The sky turned dark, and countless people died. Because of the true fire, 2 demon gods were seriously injured and died. Some demon gods were even more unlucky. Halfway there, a space-time crack suddenly appeared and swallowed that demon god. Until now, it hasn't come out. It seems that it fell into the depths of the Yellow Springs and was purified by the Yellow Springs' holy water." This. Hearing these words, the way the demons looked at Xia Ping began to change. Fuck, how is this a demon? He was simply a monster that was even more terrifying than evil spirits and devils. Even demon gods couldn't withstand such a power of misfortune and were killed by all kinds of accidents. Wouldn't small fries like them be easily shrouded by misfortune and die in all kinds of accidents? They subconsciously took a few more steps back, feeling as if they had encountered a terrifying god of plague. So that's how it is. No wonder the rock demons and other demons that wanted to kill Fengdu Necropolis were suddenly besieged by hundreds of evil spirits. So it's the power of misfortune at work. That's what I said. How could it be so simple? It's been a long time since evil spirits and demons have appeared in the divine temple. How could it be so coincidental that they would appear when we're besieging Fengdu? Isn't this nonsense? This is a 1 in a billion chance, but it happened just like that. But what's going on with those primordial fiends? Do you still need to ask? These primordial fiends must have offended this misfortune demon somehow, and they even wanted to kill this misfortune demon, so they attracted a large number of evil spirits and devils, and died tragically in the siege of monsters. Damn, those primordial fiends died too unjustly. They were actually killed like this. Even demon gods can't withstand the power of misfortune of the misfortune demon. What are mere primordial fiends? I guess even invincible realm demons may not be able to withstand it. Many demons were amazed. They also thought of the information just now, and they increasingly felt that this Xia Ping was the real misfortune demon. Otherwise, how could there be so many disasters? Hearing these words, dragon-horned demon and concealed demon killer couldn't help but shiver, and the way they looked at Xia Ping also began to change. In fact, they felt that this matter was very strange from the beginning. How could there be such a coincidence that so many evil spirits suddenly appeared and so many devils appeared? If this kid was the misfortune demon, it would be easy to explain. But the more it was so, the more terrified they were. They were also extremely regretful. If they had known that this kid was the misfortune demon, they would definitely have worshipped him as their ancestor. How would they dare to deal with this kid? It can't be. If it's such a terrifying demon, why haven't I heard of it before? Some demons felt puzzled. Such a terrifying demon should be known by all demons, but in reality, not many demons had heard of the legend of the misfortune demon. Only those demons with profound knowledge and inheritance knew about this matter. It's natural that you don't know. First of all, special demons like the misfortune demon are very few in number. It's not like 1 in a billion demons appear, but 1 in many eras. An ancient demon explained, after so many years, there should be some misfortune demons. The problem is that these misfortune demons are born with the power of misfortune. They will encounter all kinds of disasters and misfortune from a young age, and it's very easy for them to die prematurely. So for countless years, we have never heard of or seen the misfortune demon. Perhaps it's because these misfortune demons died under misfortune before they could grow up. But these special demons, once they reach adulthood and avoid all kinds of disasters, they will be really terrifying. Even if misfortune follows their bodies, they will still be able to survive in it. In extreme misfortune, there is also extreme luck. So, young misfortune demons aren't scary. But when they reach adulthood, they are really terrifying. Even the demon gods will have to fear them. It wasn't that misfortune demons didn't exist, but that there were too few of them. They were so few that they hadn't even appeared once in a billion eras, let alone a misfortune demon that had lived through childhood. It was normal for them to be rare. If there were many misfortune demons, they would bring about many natural disasters and hell would have been destroyed long ago. How would they have survived until today? Then, this kid isn't considered a strong misfortune demon? Some demons looked at Xia Ping. What do you think? He has already reached immemorial ancient realm. Do you think he is considered an adult? The ancient demon said in an annoyed tone. He looked at the demon as if he was looking at an idiot. He had never seen such a stupid demon in his life to ask such a stupid question. The demon's face turned red. He hadn't expected that he would be criticized for asking such a question. But because of that, he was really terrified of Xia Ping. This was an adult misfortune demon. Wouldn't that mean that he was a moving disaster? Whoever touched him would die. Chapter 2601. Earth Demon, how can you tell that this kid is a misfortune demon? Dragon-horned Demon Time looked at Earth Demon Rider and asked in confusion. Stealth Demon Vernal also had the same doubts. I have a pair of demon eyes called Earth Demon Eyes. I can see many things that demons can't, Earth Demon Rider said calmly. As soon as this demon appeared, I sensed an ominous aura. It seemed to be enveloped by the law of misfortune, fate, and death, especially the law of death. It's as black as the abyss and so dense that it can't be dissolved. It can be said that countless lives have died in its hands or because of it. It's more than 10,000 of you primordial demons combined. What? Hearing this, Dragon-horned Demon Time, Stealth Demon Vernal, and the other demons were terrified. The way they looked at Xia Ping completely changed, as if they were looking at the plague. As primordial demons, they had lived for countless years, and the number of lives that had died in their hands was unimaginable. But the number of lives that had died because of this kid was actually more than 10,000 of them combined. What kind of demon was this? Even the most ruthless demons couldn't do such a thing. There was no doubt that Fengdu was a true misfortune demon. Otherwise, how could it have such terrifying destructive and lethality? How could it have killed so many demons? No, you've misunderstood. I'm not a misfortune demon. I'm just a little unlucky. Xia Ping protested weakly, indicating that everyone shouldn't misunderstand that he was a detestable misfortune demon. He was just a slightly unlucky demon, completely different from that terrifying misfortune demon. Bullshit. All the evil demons rolled their eyes. Wasn't that a little too unlucky? You're extremely unlucky, okay? The dozen or so primordial demons that were brothers of this bastard had died to protect him. The rock demon that had tried to kill him was also killed by a dozen or so evil spirits that suddenly appeared. Not even his bones were left. The ones who suffered the most were the primordial fiends. They were the most powerful beings in the hell of the Blue Lotus, and other than the invincible fiends, they were the most powerful existences. They were like feudal vassals to the hell of the Blue Lotus. If there were no accidents, they could live until the end of time. However, he had only slightly offended this misfortune demon and stayed by this brat's side for a little longer. Unexpectedly, he had ended up being surrounded by hundreds of evil spirits. No, it was not just hundreds of evil spirits. Later on, he had attracted over 10,000 evil spirits and 100,000 demonic evils. Oh my God, there were tens of thousands of evil spirits and hundreds of thousands of demons. They had never seen such a scene before. Almost all the monsters in the city had swarmed over. Those ancient fiends had all died miserably. Only 2 ancient fiends had expended a great deal of effort and suffered heavy losses before barely managing to escape from that terrible natural disaster. If such a demon was just a little unlucky, then no demon in this world was unlucky. Concealed demon killer, now you know how terrifying that misfortune demon is. I'm not stopping you from killing it. I'm saving your life and everyone's lives. Don't act rashly. Earth Demon Rider's expression was solemn. Perhaps you didn't notice it just now, but I clearly saw it. The moment you tried to kill this misfortune demon, a tremendous power of misfortune descended upon your head. It was as if the void around you had split open, and there was a vague aura of evil spirits coming from the depths of the void. In other words, if you made a move, you would instantly attract a large number of evil spirits or trigger a spatial crack in the void. When that time comes, not only would you not be able to kill it, but you would also die miserably at the hands of misfortune. Think about it yourself. What? Concealed demon killer clenched his fists. His forehead was covered in sweat. In all his years as an assassin, this was the first time he had encountered such a terrifying assassination target. He had merely wanted to kill it, and there were actually all sorts of disasters waiting to kill it. Damn, was this bastard the bastard of the heavens? That was too abnormal. If that was the case, then which demon in hell could kill it? Dragon-horned demon Tim also felt a little weak. He also remembered how he had been surrounded by tens of thousands of evil spirits and 100,000 demons. If that happened again, he would be completely screwed. After all, he did not have that many treasures on him. He had already used up all of them when he tried to escape. How could he have any treasures left? If something like that happened again, he would be dead for sure. Although he really wanted to take revenge, if he was killed before he could do so, he had to think about it at length. He could not just throw his life away. Slander, you're all slandering me. At this time, Xia Ping shouted, I'm not some misfortune demon. I'm just a slightly unlucky demon. Plus, we're all brothers. How could I bear to let everyone suffer misfortune? He felt that these demons were slandering him and spreading rumors everywhere to make the masses isolate him. They had sinister intentions. Brothers? Who's your brother? Don't come near us. Damn, who doesn't know that brothers who are misfortune demons die the fastest? The closer they are to each other, the more tragic their deaths. Misfortune demons love to stab people in the back the most. Enemies have to die, brothers have to die too. Anyway, the best way is to stay away from misfortune demons. This guy is the bane of life. Whoever gets close to him will suffer misfortune. Hearing this, the demons were even more terrified. Who didn't know that misfortune demons were the bane of life? If they were treated as brothers by him, they would probably be dead. Because this was the characteristic of misfortune demons. The closer one's relationship with the misfortune demon, the greater the power of misfortune one would be contaminated with. This was equivalent to sharing misfortune with the misfortune demon. In this way, who would dare to get close? Even the toughest demons wouldn't be able to withstand it. Boom! At this time, a door in the depths of the temple instantly opened. Suddenly, a door of light appeared in front of the demons, emitting boundless golden light. The door is open. Don't get involved with misfortune demons. Otherwise, we'll definitely suffer misfortune. Run quickly. Who knows what will happen if we stay here? Seeing the door open, the demons were wild with joy. It was as if they saw a chance to escape from this place. They rushed towards the door quickly. But the fastest were the two ancient demons, the dragon-horned demon and the concealed demon killer. They were scared by Xia Ping's power of misfortune and didn't dare to continue to provoke this misfortune demon. In just a few breaths, all the demons in this place ran away. Not a single one was left. Xia Ping blinked his eyes. Was he really that scary? These demons were completely scared out of their wits. Chapter 2602. The next day. The news of the misfortune demons spread throughout the base and was known by countless demons. Did you hear? There's a misfortune demon among the demons we recruited last time. It's a legendary moving disaster, a terrifying existence that even the demon god was killed by it. Some demons secretly spread the news and leaked the information. No way, really? Didn't they say that the misfortune demon was extinct long ago? How could it be so easy to be extinct? The so-called misfortune demon is born from the will of heaven and earth. It appears once every billions of years. It's not a bloodline inheritance. Where did you hear this news? Is this news reliable? Of course it's reliable. This news has long been spread, and many primordial demons have come out to testify. It's said that the misfortune demon's power is boundless. Any demon that approaches it will suffer misfortune, and anyone who is hostile to it will die. Previously, dozens of primordial demons didn't know it was a misfortune demon, so they had malicious intentions towards it. Who would have thought that misfortune would descend and attract tens of thousands of evil spirits and 100,000 demonic evils, killing dozens of primordial demons? Only 2 primordial fiends were barely able to survive, but they were already half crippled. Fuck, is it so cruel? Even primordial demons can't withstand its power? Hee. Primordial demons are nothing. Even the demon god was killed by it. Maybe even invincible realm demons will be shrouded in misfortune and die tragically without knowing it. Many demons were discussing it. They were all shocked by the news of the misfortune demon appearing in the base. They were all terrified. They didn't expect that there was such a time bomb hidden around them. How could this be a demon? It was simply a disaster, and it could be the wrath of heaven at any time. No way. If that's the case, then what are we waiting for? Hurry up and drive this misfortune demon out. Do you want everyone to die by staying here? A demon said immediately. It felt that they should drive the misfortune demon away immediately. If it stayed in the base, who knew when the power of misfortune would act up? If it was too serious, they might all die. If they didn't die in the demon god's ruins, they might die in the hands of their own people. Wouldn't that be too unjust? Do you think the higher-ups of the base didn't think of this? The problem is that the misfortune demon is basically a hedgehog. You can't beat it, you can't kill it, and you can't provoke it too much. Otherwise, if you anger it, I'm afraid misfortune will befall you. No high-level demon would dare to give such an order. No. I heard that there are higher demons in the base who wanted to drive this doomed devil away so as not to harm others and themselves. The problem is that after some invincible realm demons heard the news, they immediately issued an order to imprison the doomed devil in the base and not let him run around. It's obvious that these monarch-level demons are afraid of this misfortune demon. If he stays in the base, he might only harm the demons in our base. If that kid ran out of the base and came to other demon kingdoms, then it wouldn't be as simple as just the demons of the base dying, but the demons of the entire kingdom dying. Therefore, in order to prevent the matter from becoming serious, they issued a strict order to keep the doomed demon in the base and not let it appear anywhere else in the Green Lotus Hell. Some demons revealed some insider information. It can't be. Those bastards, we risked our lives for them. I didn't expect that for their own safety, they would put this time bomb next to us. They're trying to kill us. An ancient demon cursed. Obviously, he understood the sinister intentions of those invincible realm demons. Obviously, the other party thought that imprisoning the doomed demon in the base was the best choice. In fact, in the demon god era, The best way for those demon gods to deal with the Doom Demon was to seal him. Killing him was impossible. Because of various accidents, the Doom Demon would escape the fate of certain death. However, it was still possible to seal him. If the Doom Demon was sealed in one place until the end of time, then it wouldn't cause destruction everywhere. There's no other way. We're just sacrificial pawns. But there's no need to worry. It's said that if we don't rashly provoke the Doom Demon and don't come into contact with him, misfortune won't befall us. It seems that's the only way. Try to avoid the Doom Demon and avoid meeting him. Many demons thought about it and felt that the best way was to avoid meeting the Doom Demon and completely ignore him. This was the best way to save their lives. At this moment, in a high-class VIP room in the base. Originally, only big shots like the base chief were qualified to live in this room. But now, the base chief demon voluntarily released this room and gave it to Xia Ping to live in. This was an independent living space. The area was huge, like a villa, and it was very luxurious. Moreover, there were also restrictions around it. It had a three-dimensional spatial structure and was arranged in all directions. It was so protective that it made people's hair stand on end. No ancient demon could easily attack it. When Xia Ping heard that some ancient demon wanted him to change rooms, he was speechless because he lived in the collective dormitory of the demons. However, these ancient demons were afraid of the power of the Doom Demon. If other demons were blind and rashly offended a Doom Demon like Xia Ping, it would cause misfortune to befall them. Therefore, they decided to change rooms for Xia Ping. He would have a private independent residence, stay away from the crowd as much as possible, and physically isolate him from other demons. This was also their biggest protection. However, to Xia Ping, he also felt that this might be a good thing. At least he did not need to worry about being disturbed by other demons. However, he did not expect the power of the Doom Demon to be so terrifying that these demons did not dare to have any thoughts about him. Right? I wonder what effect this treasure has. Yellow Springs holy water? Suddenly, Xia Ping also thought of the Yellow Springs holy water he obtained from the demon god's ruins. He felt that he needed to personally test its effects. At this time, his main body suddenly appeared in the world of the classic of mountains and seas. He only left Gaia's avatar outside the room to protect his main body and not be disturbed by other demons. Moreover, if he cultivated in the world of the classic of mountains and seas, he would also conceal the huge cultivation movements and not be discovered by other demons. After all, the entire base was monitored by these demons. If he were to make any movements in this place, he would definitely be discovered. Yellow Springs holy water. Xia Ping immediately grabbed a bottle of Yellow Springs holy water. Without saying a word, he immediately dripped the Yellow Springs holy water on his body. Chapter 2603. Walala. In an instant, Xia Ping's body shook. When the Yellow Springs holy water dripped onto his body, it instantly seeped into his limbs and bones. His eyes flashed. The Yellow Springs holy water exuded an unparalleled purifying power. It seemed to be able to eliminate all the dirt and impurities in the world. To be honest, he had tempered his body for so many years that he thought there were no impurities in his body. But when the Yellow Springs holy water dripped onto his body, he discovered that he was wrong. He was gravely mistaken. The Yellow Springs holy water could truly penetrate into a person's essence. It penetrated into the bone marrow and was everywhere. Boom! Xia Ping sensed that as the Yellow Springs holy water seeped into every corner of his body, some black impurities deep within his body were expelled from his 108,000 pores like sludge. Some of these impurities were injuries left over from fighting, some were hidden injuries left over from cultivating supernatural powers, and some were scars accumulated from fatigue. And these scars were so subtle that even divine sense could not perceive them. It was as if the scars were so subtle that they were embedded in the genetic fragments. Of course, these injuries were nothing to his powerful physique, and they would not affect his fighting ability at all. However, if he wanted to ascend to the highest realm, he needed his body to be in a pure state and have the most perfect martial arts foundation. If a trace of a scar was left behind, Then, at a critical moment, he would fail because of these small injuries. Many sages did not pay attention to this point. When they reached the later stages of cultivation, it would be difficult to advance. Accumulating such injuries step by step would form the so-called bottleneck. This was also why the faster one's cultivation speed was, the more unstable one's foundation would be, and the more bottlenecks one would encounter. It was precisely because of these years of rapid cultivation and intense battles that left behind injuries that even one's divine sense could not perceive. Therefore, many sages would discover that they had suffered too many injuries when they reached the later stages of cultivation. If they wanted to advance further, their genes would collapse and they would completely die. Some sages knew this, so they created their own heaven-defying recultivation methods. They would be reborn and returned to when they were weak. This way, they would have the most perfect martial arts foundation. For example, the Saint of Good Fortune might have known this. He knew that he could not break through the realm of invincible sages and could not become a god, so he faked his death and was reborn to cultivate. This was also an act of great willpower and wisdom. Of course, if he had the Yellow Springs holy water, he might not need to do this. The problem was that the Yellow Springs holy water was an extremely rare treasure even in hell. Only demon gods could obtain it, let alone invincible saints. Obtaining a treasure like the Yellow Springs holy water was just a dream for sages. In hell, the Yellow Springs holy water was a legend, let alone in the real universe. Xia Ping sat cross-legged on the ground. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. Drops of Yellow Springs holy water seeped into his body. By now, it had seeped into every corner of his body. From his 108,000 pores, wisps of stinky black impurities were expelled. These impurities were like sin, turning into a black mass that was so dense that it almost couldn't be dispersed. These impurities also formed a pool of filthy black water on the ground. It was a frightening sight, and it made one's hair stand on end. It was as if the entire ground had been corroded. After 3 days and 3 nights of evolution with the Yellow Springs holy water, his body had undergone earth-shaking changes. He had finally formed the stainless body, the body of a gem. Vaguely, Xia Ping's body bloomed with a faint golden light. His entire body was like a glazed gem, without any impurities. There was even a faint fragrance emitting from the depths of his body. It was like the aura of immortality, the aura of immortality. It contained an incredible power. This was the foundation of becoming a god. At this moment, he felt as if he had been reborn. It was as if his entire body had been cleansed from top to bottom. He felt his body was unprecedentedly light, and his strength was unprecedentedly strong. Although Xia Ping's current realm had not advanced, after such a cleansing, he felt that his strength had increased by at least 30%. One could imagine the effects of the Yellow Springs holy water. It was absolutely a cosmic-level holy object. Next is to cleanse and purify the soul. Xia Ping clenched his fists. The Yellow Springs holy water had only purified the body, but the next step was to purify the soul. This was an even deeper level of purification. Drip, drip, drip drops of the Yellow Springs holy water fell on his head again, slowly entering his body. Then, it circled around his body and finally fused into the depths of his sea of consciousness, dripping into his soul. As in an instant, Xia Ping felt intense pain in his soul. It was as if sulfuric acid was dripping on his soul, producing a terrifying purifying power. Vaguely, he felt that the power of the Yellow Springs holy water was extremely terrifying. It seemed as if it was not only cleansing the impurities in his soul, but also his memories, returning his soul to the state of an infant, turning it into a piece of white paper. This effect was exactly the same as the legendary Mengpa soup. Perhaps the Mengpa soup was actually the Yellow Springs holy water. He finally understood why those evil spirits and demons were so afraid of the Yellow Springs River. Just a single drop of the Yellow Springs holy water was so terrifying. If it was the Yellow Springs holy water from a river, the power would be unimaginable. If it was just a single drop of the Yellow Springs holy water, he could still control the power of the Yellow Springs holy water. If it was the yellow spring's holy water from a river, he would not be able to control it at all. Even a demon god would not be able to resist it. In an instant, even a demon god's soul would be completely purified. His entire soul would be forcefully reformatted and rebooted. For any living being, memory was a very important thing. It could be said to be the foundation. If even one's memory was gone, it would be no different from being dead. Fortunately, Xia Ping had obtained a bottle of Yellow Spring's holy water. He could slowly purify the impurities on his soul according to his own rhythm and speed, avoiding harm to the greatest extent and not damaging the essence of his soul. In fact, the Yellow Spring's holy water was a kind of supreme medicine. If used in the right amount, it would be effective. If used in excess, it would be courting death. In the blink of an eye, another few days passed. Xia Ping had been very careful. He used the Yellow Spring's holy water very slowly, slowly purifying the impurities in his soul. All the impurities were slowly expelled, so that his soul appeared to be free of impurities. Clearly, the effect was also quite shocking. After withstanding the soul-purifying effect of the Yellow Spring's holy water, the aura of his soul continued to strengthen. At the same time, the essence of his soul also underwent earth-shaking changes. Boom! Just as the last drop of Yellow Spring's holy water fell into the depths of his soul, Xia Ping's body trembled. His soul instantly ascended to the state of being free of impurities. A powerful soul wave swept in all directions, affecting the entire world of the classic of mountains and seas. Chapter 2604. This. When the netherworld holy water cleaned up the last drop of impurities in his soul, Xia Ping was greatly refreshed. He found that his soul had been sublimated to the extreme. He could sense that his entire soul was crystal clear like a diamond, shining brightly. There were no impurities or impurities that could stay on it. It had reached an unprecedented state of purity. One had to know that a human soul would only be in a pure state when they were just born, like a piece of white paper. However, after birth, due to the absorption of the world's spiritual energy and the addition of complex memories, the soul would slowly be contaminated with impurities, like a piece of white paper with a lot of ink. Even if one became a saint, it would be very difficult to completely remove such impurities. This was because it was a stain that seeped into the soul. Only a universal treasure like the netherworld holy water could do this. This feeling. Xia Ping's eyes lit up. When his soul was in a glass-like, impurity-free state, he found that the whole world, the whole universe, had undergone earth-shaking changes. His 5 senses were at least tens of times sharper than before. It was as if he could easily perceive things that he would not have noticed in the past. Sounds, smells, touch, visual images, and so on. Countless information surged into the depths of his sea of consciousness and were instantly stored as if they were instantaneous memories. But most importantly, the speed at which he comprehended the origin laws of the universe was also more than 10 times faster than before. It was as if he could feel the fluctuations emitted by the origin laws of the universe at any time and place. If one had to compare, it would be that he had previously had 800 degrees of myopia. However, after being purified by the netherworld holy water, his myopia was completely cured. This allowed him to more clearly perceive the countless origin laws in the depths of the universe. It was as if his comprehension had increased by dozens of times. It was as if he was in a state of epiphany at all. Even when his glass-like soul merged with his impurity-free body, he felt that his soul and body were in perfect harmony. He could feel the microscopic realm and unprecedented power. Whoosh! In an instant, Xia Ping sat cross-legged on the ground. He operated the magic power in his body. It was as if all the 108,000 pores on his body were breathing. He was like a rock breathing clouds and mist. With his body as the center, the area within a radius of hundreds of millions of kilometers seemed to have turned into a chaotic vortex. From the depths of space and time in all directions, countless energies surged over and instilled into his body. The magic power on his body was also rapidly expanding at a speed visible to the naked eye. His 9 purple mansions were filled with a huge amount of energy, reaching the realm of perfection. Law of time. Xia Ping clenched his fists. He didn't really care about increasing his magic power. As long as he swallowed a few time fruits, the fruit of creation would be able to quickly increase his magic power cultivation. To the sages, the most important thing was to comprehend the origin laws of the universe. To the saints of the Middle Ages, the most important thing was naturally to comprehend the time laws. At this moment, he sensed pieces of time law fragments emerging in the depths of his sea of consciousness, as if countless time law information was gathering in his sea of consciousness from the depths of the void. In the blink of an eye, 3 days and 3 nights had passed. Xia Ping had been in a state of epiphany all this time, and his condition was unprecedentedly good. The originally elusive law of time was now easily comprehended in his pure soul state. It was as if he had a born Taoism aptitude that was naturally compatible with the great path of the universe. The origin of the universe would constantly instill law information into him, which was equivalent to the entire universe being his master and backing. It could be said that this was quite a terrifying thing. Even an invincible saint would be extremely jealous if he knew about Xia Ping's current state. He really couldn't believe that he could actually receive such treatment. Rumble. Pieces of time law fragments gathered together. Suddenly, Xia Ping's body trembled as 3,000 pieces of time law fragments completely gathered in the depths of his sea of consciousness. The 3,000 pieces of time law fragments gathered together immediately and immediately formed a huge dark golden clock. The hands on the clock ticked, emitting an incredible time power. It seemed that under the influence of the dark golden clock, time and space in this area seemed to have stopped, as if it had turned into an isolated island of time that was incompatible with the outside world. If one were to say that he had only grasped a part of the power of the law of time before, then he could completely grasp the law of time at the moment. It was as if he could enter the river of time and escape the shackles of time. However, it was not just the law of time. The law of space in the depths of his sea of consciousness also trembled. The law of time was a huge transparent octagonal crystal that emitted endless crystalline light. It instantly enveloped the clock, and the two merged into one. Time and space were two completely different powers, but they affected each other like yin and yang in the universe. They contained unfathomable profoundness. If the two were to merge, a great and mysterious power would be born. Xia Ping sensed that his soul and body had produced a strange vibration. The complete law of time and the complete law of space gathered together as if they had merged and turned into a huge space-time millstone. The space-time millstone slowly rotated, and the void trembled. It seemed as if thousands of years had passed in an instant, and the world had changed in an instant. The depths of the space-time demonic gate seemed to contain a great thousand world. Under the constant changes of the law of time and the law of space, the Great Thousand World also underwent earth-shattering changes. It seemed as if it had grown from nothing, from desolation to prosperity, from death to immortality. Countless lives were born under the operation of the law of time and the law of space, and also died under the operation of the law of time and the law of space. Life was just a passerby, and only time and space were eternal. However, the power produced by the intertwining of time and space was creation. Boom. After an unknown period of time, the depths of Xia Ping's sea of consciousness seemed as if chaos had just been born. The first ray of light tore through the chaos and opened up from the center. A stream of chaotic air was born in the depths of the sea of consciousness, and it pervaded the depths of the space-time millstone. It emitted a great power that was enough to make one's mind tremble. The chi of creation. Xia Ping opened his eyes, and there was a frightening light in them. The blood in his body was boiling. He had fought against countless ancient saints and had felt the power of the chi of creation countless times. Without a doubt, the power that was born in the depths of his sea of consciousness was the chi of creation. Although it was only a trace of the chi of creation, it represented a qualitative change. It was like a caterpillar evolving into a butterfly, and it felt as if it had shed its shell and been reborn. Chapter 2605. I've finally stepped into the realm of an ancient saint. Xia Ping clenched his fists. Although only a wisp of creation chi was born in the depths of his sea of consciousness, it undoubtedly meant that he had stepped into the realm of an ancient saint and mastered the law of creation. However, his body seemed to be sending a series of warnings at that moment. It was as if every cell in his body was extremely hungry and wanted to devour a huge amount of energy. If he could not satisfy it, his cultivation would probably regress. If he wanted to advance to the realm of an ancient saint and completely master the law of creation, he would have to devour a huge amount of energy. Only an extremely majestic amount of energy could support this advancement. However, Xia Ping was not worried about this. Putting aside the number of medieval sages and primordial sages he had killed, he had seen many primordial demon corpses and even primordial demon corpses after entering the Fiend's celestial ruins. He had also given the corpses of these demons to the Tree of World to devour, which produced creation fruits and world fruits. Each of these rare fruits contained the blood essence and essence of the demons. It could be said that the amount of energy was so huge that it was dozens of times greater than the medicinal power of those sacred medicines. Even though Xia Ping's martial arts foundation was extremely deep and he had 9 purple mansion spaces, the amount of energy he needed to consume was dozens or even hundreds of times that of ordinary ancient saints. However, this was not a problem for Xia Ping at all because he was very rich. Whoosh, without saying a word, Xia Ping immediately took out creation fruits and even world fruits. He swallowed them all at once, and they melted in his mouth. In an instant, these rare fruits immediately surged with a huge amount of origin energy of the universe. It was as if there were thousands of worlds, and tyrannical energy surged in. If he was an ordinary saint, he would have long exploded from the energy. However, such a huge amount of energy was just right for Xia Ping. Countless cells in his body greedily devoured the energy, and his magic power also increased at a speed visible to the naked eye, as if it was increasing at a geometric speed. Advancement, advancement, and advancement again. In the blink of an eye, 7 days and 7 nights had passed. Xia Ping devoured all the energy from the heaven and earth fruit, causing his magic power to skyrocket. It was more than 10 times stronger than before. Every single cell in his body was filled with boundless energy. He clenched his fists and felt the terrifying power in his body. It was as if he could shatter the void with just the brute force of his body and shatter the space-time millstone with a single punch. My divine sense has also strengthened. Xia Ping could sense that his soul power had also improved tremendously. The range of his divine sense had expanded to the realm of 200,000 light-years. If news of this were to spread, who knew how many ancient sages would be scared to death? It seemed that with a single thought of his soul could create electricity in the void, lighting up the entire place. Every strand of his soul consciousness could permeate every corner of the void, easily communicating with the origin of the universe. Even strands of divine sense could communicate with countless dimensional worlds, connecting to an unknown distant dimension and easily devouring the energy of a massive dimensional world. Of course, the increase of his divine sense and magic power was just child's play. What was more important was the increase of the creation chi in the depths of his sea of consciousness, which meant that he had mastered the creation law. The creation chi. Xia Ping's eyes lit up. In the beginning, there was only one strand of creation chi. After 7 days and 7 nights, there were over 1 million strands of creation chi in the depths of his sea of consciousness. Moreover, the creation chi was still increasing exponentially until it filled every corner of his body. He also began to feel the power of the creation chi. The most powerful thing about the creation chi was that it could change the form of matter and life. Xia Ping grabbed a rock on the ground and infused his creation chi into it. It seemed to seep into the most minute atomic state of the rock, as if he had grasped its essence. With a single thought, the rock instantly softened and turned into a pool of mud, then into a pool of oil, wood, and gold. With the creation chi in his hands, the rock seemed to be able to move according to his thoughts. He was like God, able to create countless substances. He could turn water into fire, turn stone into gold, turn wood into plastic, turn plastic into steel, and transform countless substances with a single thought. Of course, there was still a huge difference between him and the omnipotent God. He could only change the form of matter and the various molecular arrangements, but he couldn't create something out of nothing. However, what shocked Xiaoping even more was that the creation qi also had a great effect on living things. Russell, he infused the creation qi into the elephant's body. It was originally 5 to 6 meters tall and was a huge creature, but under the control of his thoughts, its body quickly shrank and became the size of an ant. Then he modified the ant, and its body became the size of an elephant. The ant, which was like a giant elephant, ran around in the forest, causing rumbling sounds. It was fine if it only became bigger or smaller. But what was more shocking was that he could also change the genes of living creatures at will, turning pigs and dogs into sheep, rabbits into tigers and cheetahs, and eagles into octopuses and flying fish. It seemed that the genes of all living things could be changed at will under the influence of the creation qi. As long as he was willing, he could even turn men into women, and women into men. It was as if this power had insight into the profoundness of the genetic changes of all living things. Is this the law of creation, the creation domain? Xiaoping sat on the ground and felt the power of the creation domain that he had comprehended. It could be said that the creation domain was more than 10 times more powerful than the spacetime domain from before. The spacetime domain could only affect the changes of time and space. However, the creation domain was different. Not only could it affect the changes of time and space, but it could also cause the domain world to undergo great changes. It could uproot mountains, dry up oceans, and turn deserts into oases. This power seeped into matter itself, changing the atomic arrangements of matter, and so on. If an ancient saint were to punch a middle saint and the creation qi seeped in, it would instantly cause the genes of the middle saint's body to collapse. His entire body would explode, and he wouldn't be able to piece himself back together. Moreover, ordinary saint artifacts were useless against ancient saints. If an ordinary saint artifact was hit by the creation qi and seeped into its core, the creation qi would instantly change the atomic order of the magic treasure, causing the magic treasure to become completely useless. Only magic treasures that were high-grade saint artifacts and above and had powerful restriction formations could withstand the creation qi of the ancient saints. Other low-grade saint artifacts were like scrap metal to the ancient saints. Chapter 2606. The Golden Crow of Hell bloodline has increased as well. After comprehending the power of the creation realm, Xiaoping sat cross-legged on the ground. He realized that the Golden Crow of Hell bloodline in his body had also awakened a large number of Golden Crow of Hell cells after advancing to immemorial ancient level. Previously, he had awakened 600 billion Golden Crow of Hell cells. Now that there were 200 billion more, he had a total of 800 billion Golden Crow of Hell cells in his body. He wasn't too far away from 1 trillion Golden Crow of Hell cells. He could sense that if the Golden Crow of Hell bloodline in his body awakened to 1 trillion Golden Crow of Hell cells, his Golden Crow of Hell bloodline would go through a drastic change. However, even though he had yet to awaken 1 trillion Golden Crow Hell cells and had only awakened 800 billion of them, it was still a huge improvement to his strength and physique. It was as if he could sense that every drop of blood in his body had melted into the blood of the Golden Crow of Hell. Dense Golden Crow runes appeared in the depths of his blood, giving off waves of divine power. Moreover, due to the Yellow Springs holy water, the Golden Crow of Hell bloodline became pure without any impurities. Every single Golden Crow of Hell cell had devoured a bit of the characteristics of the Yellow Springs holy water, causing his Golden Crow of Hell bloodline to be tainted with the aura of the Yellow Springs. Clones. However, to Xiaoping, the biggest surprise was the 3 clones he had formed. The Golden Crow of Hell clone, the World Tree clone, and the Gaia clone. The 3 clones had reached the pinnacle of immemorial ancient level. The reason why they hadn't leveled up was because they were restricted by the strength of their main bodies. But when Xiaoping leveled up to the immemorial ancient state level and became an ancient saint, he grasped the realm of creation. With that, the strength of the 3 doppelgangers that he had cultivated out broke through as well. All of them had leveled up to immemorial ancient level, and their strength had improved by leaps and bounds. There was no need to talk about the Golden Crow of Hell clone and the World Tree clone. The scariest one was still the Gaia clone. Due to the improvement in strength, the power of misfortune in his body had increased by more than 100 times. Firstly, the Gaia space had expanded. The space had expanded by more than 100 times, and it could accommodate more life forms. There were also dense cursed auras, dark auras, negative auras, and many others appearing deep inside. It was as if the Gaia space was the 9 hells, born from the power of darkness. Secondly, the power of misfortune on his body was also extremely vast. Previously, it had only been a dark cloud covering the sky, but now, it could no longer cover the sky. It covered an area of hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Under his perception, the dark and empty power of misfortune floated in midair, fusing with the void in all directions, as if communicating with the river of fate. Fortunately, ordinary demons could not see or sense the power of misfortune at all. Otherwise, they would be scared half to death if they saw the situation. With such a huge power of misfortune shrouding them, it was simply a sign of the end of the world. The current Xia Ping was becoming more and more similar to the legendary misfortune demon, almost exactly the same as in the legends. Huh. Xia Ping blinked his eyes. After his Gaia doppelganger leveled up to the immemorial ancient state, the power of refinement within his body had become even more terrifying. Originally, his Gaia space had been constantly refining demonic evils, evil ghosts, and other living beings. Based on his previous strength, it would have taken him a long time to refine these living beings. But now that he had leveled up to the immemorial ancient state, his strength had increased by leaps and bounds. This had greatly reduced the amount of time he needed to refine them, increasing the efficiency of his refinement. This was especially the case when he made use of the tremendous amount of energy that was generated from the Middle Age to the immemorial ancient state. He had seized the opportunity to refine 50,000 demonic evils in one fell swoop. However, these demonic evils were killed completely. Their souls fused into the Gaia space while their flesh and blood remained, turning into dark continents one after another. One could say that the flesh and blood of these demonic evils formed the foundation of the continents in the Gaia space. There were 50,000 demonic continents of different sizes floating within the space. That was because these demonic evils basically had a trace of the blood of the demonic gods. They were born from the blood and flesh of the demonic gods after their deaths, devouring the power of the vengeful aura of the world over the years. This led to them turning into continents after their deaths, allowing the continents to possess a trace of the source power of the demonic gods. This power was countless times stronger than ordinary continents. By the way, I wonder if the Golden Crow of Hell Flames have any effect on these demonic evils and evil spirits? Xia Ping's heart stirred as he suddenly recalled the power of the Golden Crow of Hell bloodline in his body. In particular, the Golden Crow of Hell Flames were known as the strongest flames in the world. There was nothing it could not burn, even void monsters to death. Without hesitation, a wisp of the Golden Crow of Hell Flames seeped into the Gaia space. Boom! The wisp of the Golden Crow of Hell Flames was born in the dark world. It was as though it had transformed into a dark golden sun. It produced a terrifying heat that burned everything. Whoosh! The moment the wisp of the Golden Crow of Hell Flames appeared, the evil spirits and demonic evils immediately let out cries of horror. Although they did not have any intelligence and could only move based on instinct, there was no doubt that the wisp of the Golden Crow of Hell Flames gave them fatal instincts and endless killing intent. Boom! In the blink of an eye, some evil spirits and demonic evils did not manage to escape in time. They were instantly pierced by the wisp of the Golden Crow of Hell Flames, and their bodies began to burn. It was as though these evil spirits and demonic evils were the best fuel for the Golden Crow of Hell Flames. It was as though flames had encountered diesel, and they instantly began to burn. With the help of these superior fuel, the wisp of the Golden Crow of Hell Flames began to grow. Originally, there was only one wisp of the Golden Crow of Hell Flames. However, after killing the evil spirits and demonic evils, Thousands of wisps were produced. When these golden crow of hell flames gathered together, it was like a sun, emitting an eternal, scorching light. It's effective. Xia Ping's eyes lit up. Although he had expected this, he did not expect the golden crow of hell flames to be so lethal against evil spirits and demonic evils. It was practically their natural nemesis. These evil spirits and demonic evils were natural fuel for the golden crow of hell flames. Once they were ignited, they would not stop until the enemy was burned to ashes. At this moment, he also recalled his actions on the Bridge of Helplessness. Although he had created the peerless magic of the music of the netherworld and killed many evil spirits, the golden crow of hell flames were still incomparable to the golden crow of hell flames. Be it in terms of lethality or efficiency, they were far inferior compared to the golden crow of hell flames. It could be said that the golden crow of hell was the scavenger of the netherworld river, a true god of death. It seemed that when the golden crow died and fell into the yellow springs, it was resurrected and became the unique demon god of hell. It was inextricably linked to the yellow springs. Chapter 2607. Oh! Xia Ping's heart stirred. He had thought that the wisp of golden crow inferno that he had split off would automatically extinguish itself after entering the Gaia space and burning these evil spirits and evils. However, he had never expected that the wisp of golden crow inferno would devour the power of a large number of evil spirits and evils, using their energy as fuel to constantly strengthen itself. In this way, the wisp of golden crow inferno seemed to have reached a balance and reached a state of endless growth. It had already formed a small dark golden sun. The sun was even slowly devouring and burning the massive power of darkness nearby, slowly strengthening its body. If hundreds of millions of years had passed, it might have really become a real sun. Most importantly, he sensed that this small sun was inextricably linked to his soul, as though it had split off from his blood and was a part of his body. If he wanted to, he could recall the sun into his body at any time to strengthen himself. Wait, if that's the case, isn't this the true cultivation method of the golden crow inferno? Xia Ping's eyes lit up as he felt invigorated. He seemed to have discovered a shortcut that could quickly cultivate the power of the golden crow inferno. It was to split off wisps of golden crow inferno and make them form small suns that hung high in hell. One had to know that there were countless hellish planes in hell, and none of them had a sun. This was a great opportunity for him. If he could condense billions of sun avatars and illuminate every corner of the hellish plane with sunlight, he did not know how much his power would increase. By then, he would have as much power as the number of worlds and suns there were. Most importantly, once he condensed a sun avatar, it would be like an automatic robot. It could automatically and rapidly devour the power of darkness in the surrounding void to rapidly increase its cultivation. There was no need for him to command it. This was equivalent to having countless avatars that could automatically cultivate. Even if other demons discovered something amiss and wanted to destroy the sun, it did not matter. It was just a wisp of power in his body. If it was destroyed, so be it. There would be no loss. Once he succeeded, he would be able to fuse the power of billions of suns into his body. The power he would be able to unleash would be unimaginable. Even a demon god would probably be scared to death by it. If it had been during the demon god era, the golden crow of hell probably wouldn't have been able to do such a thing. After all, there were too many demon gods in that era. The problem was that ants could bite an elephant to death if there were enough of them. Furthermore, there were all sorts of demonic gods with incredible abilities. If he were to stand against all the demonic gods, he would become the target of public criticism. His outcome would probably not be good. However, things were different now. The demonic gods were dead, and everything was new. No demonic gods could stop him. This was the best time for Xia Ping. This seems to be extremely beneficial to Gaia's avatar. Xia Ping's heart stirred. He realized that there was an additional sun in the Gaia space. After the infinite sunlight shone, there seemed to be wisps of vitality in the depths of the Gaia space. The Gaia space had life force and deathly auras intertwining with each other, as though it had truly become a land of samsara. This was greatly beneficial to the growth of the Gaia avatar. Although the massive power of curses, misfortune, and negative forces were extremely beneficial to the Gaia avatar, there was a limit to everything. If the power of darkness was too powerful, it would completely devour the soul and intelligence of the Gaia avatar, causing him to fall into the dark abyss. That was degeneration. And the sun formed by the golden crow of hell's flames happened to solve this problem. It suppressed the rapidly expanding power of darkness in the Gaia avatar, preventing the power from going out of control. No matter how powerful the power was, it was no different from not having it at all if it could not be controlled. However, I can't kill all these evil spirits and evils. I need to control the devouring power of the golden crow of hell's flames. Xia Ping stroked his chin. If he wanted to, he could kill all the evils and evil spirits in the depths of the Gaia space, but it would not be of much significance. This was because these evil spirits and evils were extremely powerful trump cards for him. He could release them at critical moments, causing the enemy to fall into a bitter battle. Even an invincible realm demon would have a headache. There was no reason for him to give up on such a trump card. After all, to destroy evil spirits and evils, he needed special powers. The problem was that other demons could not grasp such powers. Therefore, even if they were powerful, there was nothing they could do. If they were the slightest bit careless, they would be killed by the evil spirits and evils. This was the saying that everything has its vanquisher. Therefore, he still wanted to control the speed at which he refined the evil spirits and evils. Although they were superior fuel, they were also a major trump card that could threaten the enemy. By the way, I wonder if the black coffin of curse can be placed in the Gaia space? At this moment, Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. He remembered that he had obtained the black coffin of curse from the forbidden dark zone. The black coffin of curse contained a terrifying power of curse that could curse all living creatures to death. It could even kill an invincible saint. If the black coffin of curse were to be completely opened, it would probably release a disaster that could destroy everything. Moreover, his Gaia space seemed to be a chaotic spacetime. It was a dark space that could contain all curses, evils, and the power of darkness. It might be a suitable place to seal the black coffin of curse. If he succeeded, he might be able to use the power of the black coffin of curse to speed up the growth of the Gaia avatar. So, thinking of this, Xia Ping immediately took out the sealed black coffin of curse and gently placed it in his avatar's Gaia space. Boom! In an instant, he felt a throbbing in the depths of his heart. It was an indescribable sense of panic. It was as though the god of death had descended. An unimaginable curse's corrosive power seemed to seep out from the black coffin and corrode the entire universe. Damn it! Xia Ping's expression changed drastically. He instantly grabbed the black coffin of curse and sealed it again, preventing the power of the black coffin from seeping out. However, the wisps of terrifying and strange curse power seemed to be unwilling to give up. They were like skeletal hands that were trying to crawl out of the black coffin. They kept slapping and thumping, producing a terrifying throbbing sound. If ordinary living creatures heard these sounds, they would be cursed and die from Deva decay. This won't do. The black coffin of curse's level is too high. Xia Ping clenched his fists and immediately heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he had noticed something amiss in time. If a wisp of the black coffin's power had leaked out, his Gaia avatar would probably have died immediately. Although the space of Gaia's avatar could imprison evil spirits and evildoers, the power of the black coffin of curse was clearly not on the same level. It was not something that Gaia's avatar could imprison. Although the power was good, if he could not handle it, he would only be stuffed to death. One should not overdo things. Chapter 2608. A few months later, Xia Ping had secluded himself in the hell of the Green Lotus for a few months. He had used it to comprehend the sudden increase in his consciousness and powers after advancing to the immemorial ancient realm. After a few months, he had finally mastered all the powers in his body and made them his. Of course, during these few months, no demons dared to find trouble with him in his room. There were no demons who forced him to enter the demonic god ruins. Clearly, his reputation as the misfortune demon had spread throughout the base. Even the higher demons in the Hell of the Green Lotus had heard of Xia Ping's name. They knew how terrifying the misfortune demon was. It was too late to hide, so how would they dare to come into contact with Xia Ping? Their only thought was that the misfortune demon would hide in the room and not come out. To them, this was the best outcome. It's about time. At this moment, Xia Ping opened his eyes and took a deep breath. He had finally walked out of his secluded state. He felt that it was time to leave his secluded state. This was because his Gaia clone seemed to have sensed some ominous signs. A massive power of misfortune had enveloped the entire Hell of the Green Lotus. The aura of misfortune was everywhere. Ordinary demons couldn't see such a power of misfortune, but Gaia's clone could. As time passed, he felt that the power of misfortune was getting stronger. It was so strong that it threatened to destroy the entire Hell of the Green Lotus. Such misfortune was like the end of the world. Could it be that the void monsters are going to attack the Hell of the Green Lotus soon? Xia Ping touched his chin. He recalled what the primordial demon Jialik had told him previously. The Hell of the Green Lotus was facing the danger of being destroyed. However, he didn't know when the danger would come. In any case, the fate of the Hell of the Green Lotus was in the hands of the void monsters. If they were prepared, the Hell of the Green Lotus would be finished. Although the higher demons in the Hell of the Green Lotus didn't know what the void monsters' plan was, they could only wait and feel uneasy. However, Gaia's clone who had mastered the power of misfortune could detect the enemy's plan through observing the aura of misfortune and know when the enemy would attack. It was obvious that based on the aura of misfortune that enveloped the entire Green Lotus Hell, the void monsters would soon launch an attack on the Green Lotus Hell. It would definitely not take more than 3 months. Looks like I'll have to make another trip to the Demon God ruins as soon as possible. If the void monsters launch an all-out attack, I'm afraid I'll have to flee. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Even though he had advanced to the ancient saint realm and grasped the domain of creation, his body was filled with the aura of creation. However, he still did not have much confidence against the massive numbers of terrifying void monsters. In a large-scale war like this, he was just a small shrimp. The only thing he could do was to protect himself. Furthermore, he wasn't a fiend devil of the Hell of the Green Lotus. He had no obligation to live or die with it. Therefore, he wanted to explore the Fiend God's ruins again before the Green Lotus Hell was destroyed. He wanted to see what else he could gain. Then, he took the opportunity to slip away. He would return after all the disasters had passed. This was the so-called, "a gentleman does not stand under a collapsing wall." But, thinking of this, Xia Ping opened the door and walked out without hesitation. However, this action immediately alarmed all the fiend devils in the base. The high-level fiend devils who had been monitoring Xia Ping's every move panicked. It's out. It has been in seclusion for 3 months. The misfortune demonic centipede is about to come out. Some fiend devils cried out in fear. It can't be. Why isn't this kid staying in the room? What is he trying to do? Doesn't he know how terrifying his power of misfortune is? Is he trying to get us killed? Some fiend devils cursed. They felt that Fengdu had actually come out instead of staying in the room. Wasn't he trying to take their lives? He's probably trying to make a move. After all, he's not a criminal. He can't be locked up in the room forever. Bullshit. This is a misfortune demonic centipede. It's a terrifying fiend devil that brings countless disasters to the world. It's an ominous symbol. In my opinion, he should be locked up as a criminal so that he doesn't harm others. Some fiend devils felt that Fengdu should be locked up. Hee, do you think those high-level fiend devils don't want to do that? The problem is who can bear the consequences. If they want to attack the misfortune demonic centipede, they have to bear the terrifying power of the misfortune demonic centipede. Some high-level fiend devils sneered. Indeed, I've heard of something similar. It seems that a high-level fiend devil suggested to lock up Fengdu in the underwater prison of the Green Lotus Hell and seal it forever. It didn't expect that just as it finished saying that, on its way home, an enemy would jump out of nowhere and ambush it. It was severely injured on the spot and almost died. And this is just the beginning. These days, it seems that it has encountered all kinds of bad luck. If it's not suddenly being struck by lightning while walking on the road, an unknown rock falling from the sky and smashing it half to death. Just now, when it drank water, it almost choked to death. Isn't that so? Those fiend devils who raised their hands in agreement also encountered big and small misfortunes. Although they weren't as unlucky as that high-level fiend devil, they were almost unable to take care of themselves. After this incident, no fiend devil dared to mention this matter anymore. Even the name Fengdu has become a taboo among the high-level fiend devils. They can only use that fiend devil that can't even be mentioned by name to replace it. No way. Is this Fengdu really that strange? It can't even be mentioned by name? Of course, it's not that exaggerated. But if you have evil intentions towards it, even if you don't say it, there will be an invisible power of misfortune shrouding your body. Damn, why is this Fengdu so abnormal? Who dares to touch it? Isn't it invincible? Hee, if it wasn't so terrifying, how could it cause such a big storm in the demon god era? Even the demon god fell in the hands of this misfortune demon and was listed as a taboo creature. Many fiend devils discussed and heard a lot of gossip. Although many of the news was embellished by the fiend devils, how could they still distinguish the truth from the lies? They were just making things up, but at this point, how could they tell the truth from the lies? They only knew that the misfortune necromancer Fengdu was indeed an extremely terrifying creature, an existence that even high-level demons did not dare to provoke. Was there a need to say anything else? Such rumors made Xia Ping's reputation even worse. It spread throughout the entire base and was known by countless fiend devils. Chapter 2609. Xia Ping was walking in the base at this moment. He blinked his eyes and immediately found that after he had been in seclusion for a few months, the atmosphere of the whole base seemed to have changed. Originally, he was just a little invisible, an unknown little devil in the base, but since his reputation as the misfortune devil spread, he suddenly became a big celebrity. Every devil was afraid to see him, as if they had encountered the plague. Wherever he went, it was like a hurricane, scaring countless devils to flee. Originally, he wanted to come to the trading market of the base to see what treasures these devils were trading. Unexpectedly, as soon as he arrived, he saw many devils planning to close up. Damn, the misfortune devil is here. What the hell, why did this jinx come to this place? Who doesn't know that he is the god of plagues? Whoever runs into him will be unlucky. Today is really unlucky. Why did I think of coming out to set up a stall today? With this bastard here, today's work is in vain. Run quickly. It's better to work for nothing than to be killed. Even invincible realm devils can't stop this guy's power of misfortune. If we, small fries, dare to get close, I guess we'll be dead in an instant. Many devils screamed in horror. They moved very quickly packed up their things, and immediately wanted to run away from this trading market. They didn't want to stay in the same place as the misfortune devil for a moment. However, when Xia Ping saw these devils trying to escape, suddenly there was a feeling in his heart that he wanted to keep all these devils here. This seemed to be an instinct from his bloodline. This was the instinctive power of misfortune. Fellow Taoism, please stay. Xia Ping reached out and said these 5 words. Suddenly, these 5 words were like golden words, and also like the constitution of Dihan Tian, containing the incredible power of cause and effect and the power of fate. This power, like the law of heaven and earth, instantly shrouded the bodies of all the devils in the trading market. These devils, who were planning to run, were horrified to find that they seemed to have lost control of their bodies at this moment. Their bodies made clicking sounds like machines, and they turned around in front of Xia Ping. Even if they wanted to control their bodies, they couldn't do it at this moment. It seemed that the power of fate was controlling their bodies. If they didn't stop, there would be an unpredictable disaster. Crash! In the blink of an eye, all the demons in the market involuntarily turned around and collectively stopped in their tracks. But after sensing this power, these demons were even more alarmed by Xia Ping's power. Just 5 words were enough to render these demons unable to resist at all. They were easily manipulated like puppets on a string. Let alone an ancient demon, even an immemorial demon would not be able to resist this power. This result terrified them to the extreme. To be honest, they were only alarmed by Xia Ping's power because of the rumors, and a considerable number of demons doubted the authenticity of this matter. But at this moment, none of them had any doubts. Just one sentence was enough to make them lose all their strength, and they collectively stopped and turned around. If this was not the power of the famous Doom Demon, then what was it? At this moment, they finally understood why the high-level demons were so afraid of this Doom Demon and could be said to be helpless. They also understood a little why the misfortune demon ability of the Age of Demon Gods could cause such terrible destruction. They could see the whole picture just by looking at a small part. This power. To be honest, not only these demons, but even Xia Ping was shocked. Because this was the first time he used this misfortune mystique. It seemed like as long as he wanted, he could make anyone stop in their tracks. This was the irresistible power of the law of cause and effect. And this was also a bloodline mystique that was born after his Gaia clone advanced to the ancient saint level. Although it looked very ordinary, it was very terrifying. Once it was used, no life form could resist it. No, I wonder what Lord Fengdu needs my help with? The one who spoke was an immemorial demon. It was clearly an immemorial demon, but facing Xia Ping, who was only in the immemorial ancient realm, its attitude was very respectful and humble. It was like a lower-rank demon facing a higher-rank demon. This was something that could not be helped. When one's strength was so terrifying, it was no longer something that could be measured by the realm. Nothing much. I just wanted to buy something from you guys. Why are you closing up so quickly? Are you looking down on me and not wanting to sell anything to me? Xia Ping said with a straight face. No. How would we dare to look down on Lord Fengdu? It's just that we have something urgent to attend to and wanted to head back to settle it. All the demons were shocked. Motherfucker. That single sentence was already so terrifying. If this Fengdu were to go berserk, all of them would be dead meat. Even though the base did not allow any demons to fight, the problem was that this was a misfortune demon. Did he even need to strike out personally to kill him? Any random bit of power of misfortune would be enough to kill them. Those demons who had gone against Fengdu earlier on were a good example. Is that for real? Naturally, I won't stop you if it's something urgent. But, is there a need to be in such a hurry? You're not even willing to give me the time I want to buy something? You're not giving me any face at all. Are you trying to force me to go berserk? Xia Ping said in a domineering manner. No. Of course not. Whatever Lord Fengdu wants, we'll naturally give it to you. We still have that bit of time to make a deal. All the demons replied hurriedly, afraid that Xia Ping would get angry. Since that's the case, I'll take everything in this stall of yours. Are 10 Hell Origin Stones enough? Xia Ping casually pointed at the items in one of the stalls, indicating that he wanted to buy all the treasures in that stall. 10 Hell Origin Stones. Hearing that, the demon's eyes widened. He was so furious that he wanted to spit on this shameless bastard's face. Was this bastard blind? Couldn't he see what treasures were placed in that stall? Even though they looked like goods from a street stall, every single one of them was a famous treasure in the Green Lotus Hell. They might not be priceless, but they were definitely worth a lot of money. For example, the plague flower, nightmare grass, spectral mushroom, etc. All of them were sacred medicines that originated from the Green Lotus Hell. They were extremely useful to many demons and were worth at least tens of millions of Hell Origin Stones. But this bastard actually wanted to buy them all for just 10 Hell Origin Stones. This was even more brutal than robbery. This bastard was clearly trying to cut off his own flesh. How shameless! Chapter 2610. What's the matter? Isn't 10 Hell Source Stones enough? You want to extort more from me? Xia Ping gave it a sidelong glance. Motherfucker, who's the one trying to extort whom? You've completely reversed your words. The demon was infuriated. It had never seen such an arrogant demon in its life. In front of so many demons, Lin Fan actually dared to extort it so brazenly. He was simply shameless. It wanted to slap him and let this bastard know why his blood was so red. Brother, Don't be impulsive. This guy is a misfortune demon. If he sets his eyes on you, you won't be able to survive no matter how many lives you have. This bit of hell source stones is nothing. You'd better spend some money to avoid disaster. At that moment, a primordial demon beside it pulled it back and secretly transmitted a voice transmission. What? Upon hearing this, the demon immediately shivered. It felt as if a bucket of ice water had been poured over it from head to toe. It felt cold from head to toe, and its entire body was trembling. The anger that it had originally been filled with suddenly disappeared, replaced by lingering fear. That's right, this guy is the famous misfortune demon. It immediately recalled the other party's identity as a misfortune demon. If it went against the other party to the end, wouldn't it be doomed? Although hell was huge, who could save it? Without a doubt, it could only spend some money to avoid disaster. If it continued to pester the misfortune demon, it could not sell anything to it, but it would definitely be plagued by misfortune. If it was in the outside world, it might be able to withstand some misfortune with its strength. However, it was near the demon god's ruins. Usually, even if there was no misfortune, it would still have a slim chance of survival. If there was a bit of misfortune, it would probably die. To be honest, it could go against anyone but this misfortune demon. Otherwise, it would be courting death. Thinking of this, the demon did not dare to continue pestering it. It hurriedly said, "No, no, no. If Lord Fengdu wants it, 10 hell source stones are too much. Even if it's for free, I have to give it to Lord Fengdu." Are you serious? And you're giving it for free? Xia Ping's eyes immediately lit up. When the demon heard this, it wanted to slap itself to death on the spot. Who asked it to be so cheap? Why did it have to say such a thing? Wasn't it courting death? In any case, he had obtained 10 hell source stones. Although it was a little less, it was still enough for a meal. Now, he didn't even have 10 hell origin stones, and he had to give them all to the misfortune devil. His face had turned green, but he couldn't go back on his word. If he forced the misfortune demon to go berserk, then these hell source stones wouldn't be able to settle it. It had no choice but to give these treasures away for free. Since Lord Fengdu is willing, these treasures are naturally free. These things are nothing. It felt like its heart was bleeding when it said these words. There was an abominable demon cutting its heart again and again. Needless to say, it was heartbreaking. Aya, you're too polite. Brother demon, it's our first time meeting and you're giving me so many good things. I'm so embarrassed. However, since it's your kind intentions, it would be impolite of me to refuse. Xia Ping said casually. He was very thick-skinned, the kind that was even more indestructible than a peerless sacred artifact. It would be a waste if he didn't accept these free things. Kind intentions my ass, this was daylight robbery. The demon wanted to tear this bastard's body into 1,000 pieces. He was clearly robbing, and he actually dared to say that it was his kind intentions. He had never seen such a shameless bastard. Aya, brother demon, I see that the things at your stall are not bad. How many hell source stones are each? Don't tell me you're as free as that demon brother? Xia Ping was very satisfied as he ransacked the first demon stall. He went to the second demon's stall and looked at it with very pure eyes. Free my ass? Do you come out to sell things for free? Who does business out to do charity? The second demon's heart was also bleeding. He wanted to beat Fengdu to death dozens of times. It was obvious that this bastard also had his eyes on him. Why was he so unlucky today? Why did he come out to set up a stall on a whim? Wasn't he just looking for trouble? However, when he saw Xia Ping's kind eyes, he didn't dare to say no. Just now, Xia Ping's words had caused countless demons to stop and turn around without any resistance. The power of misfortune had scared him. If he was targeted by this malefic star, it wouldn't be as simple as losing a few things today. He might even lose his life in the demonic god's ruins. Don't you think it's a coincidence? Just like that, brother, the things at my stall are also free. Today, I came out to do charity, to benefit the public. The second demon bared his teeth and said these words against his conscience. The mouths of the many demons twitched when they heard this. Looking at this unlucky child, they had seen demons do charity in their lives. The word charity had never appeared in demons' dictionaries. However, after being forced by this misfortune demon, they all became cowards. How could they dare to say no? They were all going against their conscience to say such words. Not to mention how sullen they had never been so sullen even when they were used as cannon fodder by high-level demons. I didn't expect you to be so kind, brother. You're really unique among us demons. Since that's the case, I'll kindly accept it. Let's drink together next time when we have the chance. Xia Ping said carelessly and swept away all the treasures at the second stall. The second demon was so angry that he had pricked Xia Ping with needles countless times in the depths of his heart, using the most vicious curse in hell to curse this shameless demon. Brother, you're already here. Why did you bring gifts? Are you worried that I won't have anything at home? Xia Ping's eyes turned and stared at the third demon. No! The third demon collapsed. He wanted to cry. He wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to pack away the treasures at his stall, stay away from this shameless misfortune demon, and take the opportunity to slip away. However, he still underestimated the shamelessness of this misfortune demon. Shameless was not enough to describe this behavior. He actually treated his act of packing as a gift to his home. He even talked about big and small bags. He had no such thoughts at all. Really, why are you being so polite? We're all brothers. Next time we meet, don't bring gifts, or I'll be angry. But this time, I'll forget about it. Those who don't know are innocent. Xia Ping stepped forward and packed away the third demon's stall, leaving nothing behind, not even a hair. No! The third demon wanted to cry but had no tears. The grievance in his heart was simply indescribable. Chapter 26:11. An hour passed in the blink of an eye. Xia Ping was having a great time. He greeted every demon that set up a stall in the market and called them brothers. He was having a great time. Without exception, all the demons were extorted by him and handed over all the treasures in their stalls. None of them dared to make a sound to Xia Ping. All they wanted to do was lose their wealth as soon as possible to ward off disaster. After all, compared to their lives, wealth was just a worldly possession. Even so, losing so many treasures still made their hearts ache. It was as if their hearts were bleeding. Demon brothers, how can I feel bad about your hospitality? If there's a chance in the future, I, Fengdu, will definitely repay all of you. Xia Ping patted his chest and said in a loud voice, Repay my ass. This kind of extortion was simply repaying kindness with enmity. It was already a blessing from the heavens that he did not bring them great misfortune. How would they dare to ask him for repayment? It was said that becoming a brother of the misfortune devil was even more miserable than becoming an enemy of the misfortune devil. How would they dare to become a brother of the misfortune devil? Did he think that their lives were too long? The demons gritted their teeth. They just wanted this bastard Fengdu to leave this place immediately and disappear from their sight forever. That was the best choice for everyone. However, how would they dare to say such words out loud? They could only curse in their hearts. No, Lord Fengdu, we did all of these things willingly. We don't need you to repay us. That's right. We're all brothers. We're all demons of the Blue Lotus Hell. We're all on the same boat. It's only natural for us to help each other. There's no need to repay us. Lord Fengdu, if there's nothing else, we'll be leaving. That's right. I suddenly remembered that there's still something I need to do. I might have to go back to the lounge. Lord Fengdu, we really regret not meeting earlier. If it wasn't for the fact that I still have something to do, I would definitely want to chat with you for the whole night and have a drink with you. The demons spoke in a hypocritical manner. Each of them revealed a look of loyalty and righteousness. It was as if they wanted to burn yellow paper and behead Xia Ping so that they could become sworn brothers. However, deep in their hearts, they wished that they could get 800 light-years away from this bastard and never meet him again. So that's how it is. I didn't expect all of you to have things to do. I've been rude. Well, since you all have things to do, go ahead. I still have to take a stroll around. Xia Ping waved his hand. He knew that these demons had been extorted by him to the point where not even a hair was left, so there was no point in keeping them. Even if he squeezed a pauper, he would not be able to squeeze anything out of them. Moreover, if he continued to extort them like this, these demons would probably go crazy. The harder the spring pressed, the higher the rebound. Of course, he was not afraid of the demons' retaliation, but he decided to call it a day. He had gained enough. Still want to walk around? When some demons heard this, their mouths twitched and they were speechless. To be honest, how many demons did this bastard misfortune demon want to extort before he was willing to give up? How many demons did he want to make? However, this matter had nothing to do with them. For them, it was better for this guy to stay as far away from this place as possible. It would be best if he never appeared in this place again. In that case, I won't disturb you anymore, Lord Fengdu. Yeah, that's really not a coincidence. Next time, let's meet again if we have a chance. Lord Fengdu, we're leaving. See you later. Hearing these words, the demons were overjoyed as if they had received a great reward. It was as if they had heard the emperor's imperial edict and were finally willing to let them go. Without another word, they immediately slipped away. It was as if they had performed a demon's magical ability. Their speed was extremely fast, and they even merged with the void, exerting the fastest speed in their lives. In just a flash, these demons quickly left Xia Ping's line of sight. The entire trading center was also cleared, and not even a scrap of paper was left. To be honest, these demons were frightened by this incident. They did not plan to come to the trading market for a while. It was safer to hide at home. By the way, where should I go next? Xia Ping touched his chin and continued to wander around the base. However, everywhere he went, there was still chaos, causing countless demons in the base to panic. At this moment, in the depths of the base, somewhere in the headquarters, a series of mirror-like spell techniques appeared in the air. This was like a virtual projection, and the entire base was displayed on these mirror-like surfaces. This was the demon tribe's unique divine ability, the space-time mirror technique. It allowed one to scatter spell seed after spell seed in the surroundings and observe everything that was happening in this area of space-time. This was also one of the surveillance techniques in the base. It allowed the high-level demons in the base to know everything that happened in the base. No matter what it was, nothing could escape from their control. At this moment, in the conference room of the headquarters, many high-level demons appeared. In fact, there were even invincible demons here. There were a total of 49 invincible demons. They had all rushed over from various places in Green Lotus Hell, and they had heard news about the Doom Demon. Therefore, they were very interested in this special demon. Interesting. This Doom Demon is only at immemorial ancient stage, but he has already grasped such a power of destiny. That shout just now, what is that magical ability that made all the demons turn back? It seems like even I can't resist it. It's like the power of destiny law, the power of cause and effect. An invincible demon squinted his eyes and stared at the scene that had happened. Especially the scene where Xia Ping stopped all the demons. He had seen it countless times, but no matter how many times he saw it, he still found it unbelievable. I'm not sure. There is too little information about the Doom Demon. Even in the Demon God era, it seems like the Doom Demon was a taboo existence. All information about it was sealed by the demon gods. Therefore, it is natural that we don't know much about the Doom Demon. But one thing is for sure. This Doom Demon is dangerous, extremely dangerous. Another invincible demon's expression was solemn. It is only at immemorial ancient stage, and it already has such terrifying power of doom. If it advances to immemorial ancient stage, or even invincible realm, who in the entire hell can stop it? Therefore, my suggestion is to kill this Doom Demon as soon as possible to get rid of any future threats. We cannot let it continue to grow. Otherwise, our Green Lotus Hell will suffer a huge disaster. An intense killing intent surged out of its body, and it did not hide it at all. Obviously, it really wanted to kill Xia Ping. Its killing intent was boiling. It wanted to get rid of this disaster completely, to get rid of this dangerous and unstable factor. Chapter 26:12. Kill it. Hearing this, A red invincible realm demon laughed. That's easy for you to say. Why don't you go and kill the doom demon? We'll wait for your good news here. The black invincible realm demon immediately shut up and was speechless. To be honest, it was just saying it. It didn't have the guts to kill the doom demon. Of course, the doom demon's power was at most immemorial ancient. Compared to the invincible realm demons like them, it was no match for them at all. The problem was, things weren't that simple. If it were that easy, the demon gods from the demon god era wouldn't have been so miserable because of the doom demon. First of all, if they killed the doom demon, then the endless bad luck aura on the doom demon would be transferred to the life that killed the doom demon. It was equivalent to inheriting the endless bad luck. In this way, faced with the terrifying bad luck, even a demon god would probably be killed. This was equivalent to exchanging a life for a life. Which demon god would be willing to do such a thing and give up his life to serve other demon gods? The same logic. These invincible realm demons were all like kings in Green Lotus Hell. They ruled over a region and had billions of demons under them. They were above tens of thousands of demons. All of them were emperor-like existences who enjoyed eternal life. How could they be willing to die with the doom demon? They were demons, not angels. Sacrificing oneself for others was something they didn't even want to think about. Of course, they could also send immemorial demons to kill the other party. But here came the problem. Faced with the doom demon that reached immemorial ancient realm, even the immemorial demons didn't have much confidence. They would probably be killed by all kinds of bad luck before they could even make a move. So, they were in a dilemma. Their subordinates couldn't kill the other party, but they didn't want to do it themselves and cause both sides to be injured. Moreover, these invincible realm demons all had their own plans. They weren't on good terms with each other. There might even be irreconcilable hatred between them. Maybe there were demons who wanted to use the power of the doom demon to kill their enemies. Although they seemed to be sitting in a conference room, there were all kinds of plots and plots in the dark. They were endless. Don't try to sow discord here. One of the green fiend devils sneered. I'm sure you know how dangerous the misfortune devil is. If it continues to grow and reaches the primeval realm, neither of us will be able to control it. This is no joke. If you have read the historical records, you should know that the misfortune demon was a taboo in the demonic god era. Once it appeared, all the demonic gods had to join forces to kill the misfortune demon. It warned the demons present not to ignore the danger of misfortune demons because they were fighting each other. Otherwise, when they grew up, it would be too late for regrets. The demons were silent. They naturally knew the threat of the doom demon. If not for that, how could they have come all the way here to hold a meeting? But it won't be easy to kill this misfortune devil. It's a misfortune devil, and it has an extraordinary sense of danger. If we want to attack it, it will definitely know in advance. A blue demon said in a deep voice, and the consequences of killing this misfortune devil is not something we can bear. If we can't solve this, we can't touch it for now. No. Maybe we don't need to kill it. We just need to seal it so that it won't run around and spread misfortune. Isn't that enough? The other orange devil narrowed his eyes and voiced his suggestion. Interesting. In the demonic god era, it seems that the demonic gods also tried their best to seal this misfortune devil instead of killing it. Many demons could not help but nod. The problem is, how should we seal it? And we definitely can't let this misfortune devil escape from the seal. This matter must be foolproof. That's easy. The orange demon cackled. I once found a demonic treasure in a relic. It's called the lifeless sealed coffin. Once the misfortune demon is placed in the lifeless sealed coffin, it will never be able to escape. He grabbed with his big hand, and a white coffin immediately appeared in his hand. It was the size of a palm, and there were dense and terrifying hell seal runes on it. It seemed that there were dozens of chains of order covering it. Any demon could feel the power of this coffin. It contained extraordinary power. Lifeless sealing coffin? You actually got such a magic treasure, and you're willing to take it out? Many demons were taken aback. They did not expect the other party to have such a trump card. In order to seal the misfortune devil, no matter how many treasures there are, we have to take it out. The orange demon laughed. Of course, the power of this demonic treasure is not simple. It requires dozens of us invincible realm demons to join forces and instill magic into it. Only then can we open the lifeless sealing coffin and seal the enemy in one go. No way! What kind of demonic treasure is this? It actually requires dozens of us invincible realm demons to join forces? Some demons asked. They were all surprised. They had rarely seen such a powerful hell treasure. I'm not very sure either, but the power of this demonic treasure is not simple. Sealing the misfortune devil is a waste. It's said that it's used to seal demon gods. The orange demon shook his head and said regretfully, but it's useless no matter how powerful it is. It's too difficult to use. Every time it's opened, it needs a lot of energy. I can't use it alone. Hearing this, the demons understood why the orange demon was willing to take out this magic treasure. It turned out that this magic treasure was of little value. The orange demon could not use it at all. It was tasteless, but it was a pity to throw it away. That was why the orange demon was willing to take out this magic treasure and make use of it. But this way they were a lot more relieved. At least they did not have to worry about the orange demon plotting something. But when do we make our move? We have to seal this misfortune devil as soon as possible. The movements of those void monsters are getting more and more frequent. If we continue to delay, those void monsters will probably launch an all-out attack on the Green Lotus Hell. When that time comes, the misfortune devil and the void monsters will cause trouble at the same time. We'll be finished. The black demon said in a low voice. The reason why they were so united was also because of the pressure from the void monsters. There's no time like the present. Let's get rid of this demon as soon as possible. The orange evil demon cackled. Oh no, the misfortune devil ran into the demon god's ruins. Suddenly, one of the green demons seemed to notice something and immediately cried out. Chapter 26:13. What? Hearing this, many demons in the conference room could not help but stand up. They just wanted to take this opportunity to completely seal the Doom Demon. But they did not expect that before they could do anything, the Doom Demon had run away and entered the Demon God's relic. That place was very tricky even for them. As expected of the Doom Demon. Although it should not know that we are plotting against it, it can feel the danger and enter the Demon God's relic on its own initiative. On the surface, it looks like a reckless act, but it has found a chance of survival. The black demon's face suddenly became gloomy. It instantly felt that the Doom Demon was difficult to deal with. It was worthy of being the famous Doom Demon, an existence that even the demon god could not do anything to. Just this kind of behavior of seeking good fortune and avoiding danger was enough to make it look at it in a different light and admire it. At the same time, its fear of the Doom Demon had risen to the peak. This misfortune fiend is too dangerous. We were just scheming against it, but we didn't even do anything. There weren't even any signs, but this fellow actually left ahead of time and entered the fiend god ruins. This ability is no joke. The orange demon clenched his fists. After it advanced to the invincible realm, it became more and more awed by the law of destiny. It was an elusive power. It looked like nothingness, but it really existed. The more powerful it was, the more it was awed by hell itself. What should we do now? This guy has entered the demon god's relic. It won't be so easy for us to seal it. A red demon narrowed its eyes. It felt that this matter was starting to be a little troublesome. Do you still need to ask? Of course, we should follow it in. If it obtains some treasure in the demon god's relic and its strength increases by leaps and bounds, then who can control it? The orange demon said in a deep voice. Most importantly, if it accidentally finds another space passage in the demon god's relic and leaves the demon god's relic, wouldn't it be more dangerous? Many demons could not help but nod. It was true. Although there seemed to be only one stable space passage in the demon god's relic, there were too many secrets in the demon god's relic. They did not dare to say that they knew everything. It was not difficult to understand that there was a second space passage that could leave the demon god's relic. Since that's the case, let's follow him in. Once we see that brat, we'll immediately seal him and not give him any chance to resist. The black demon immediately said, "All right." All the invincible realm demons nodded and immediately decided. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As soon as he finished speaking, the bodies of these invincible realm demons flickered, and they flew toward the space channel of the demon god's relic, hoping to catch up with the doomed demon Feng Du as soon as possible. At this moment, in the fiend god ruins. At this time, Xia Ping had already entered the demon god ruins. There were no demons around him because his reputation was already worse than a latrine pit. No demon dared to approach him now. Therefore, when he entered the fiend god ruins, the other abyssals all retreated, not daring to enter with Xia Ping. They were afraid that they would be entangled with Xia Ping and attract unpredictable danger. An invincible realm demon wants to kill me? I didn't expect the name of a misfortune demon to make these demons so afraid. Xia Ping touched his chin. In fact, when these invincible realm demons wanted to kill him, the system in his body had already warned him in advance, indicating that a tyrannical enemy was eyeing his life and telling him to be careful. He also knew that the ones eyeing him were actually invincible realm demons, and there were dozens of them. The appearance of so many invincible realm demons was simply overwhelming. Even if one appeared, it would be enough to easily crush him, let alone dozens of them. Therefore, in order to survive, he immediately decided to enter the fiend god ruins. Only with the power of the fiend god ruins could he survive under the hands of these invincible realm demons. After all, there were too many terrifying and dangerous places in the fiend god ruins. Even if an invincible realm demon entered, he wouldn't dare to say that he would definitely survive. Presumably, after entering the fiend god ruins, these demons wouldn't dare to be too presumptuous. Right, let's go to that palace. Xia Ping touched his chin and thought of the temple that he hadn't finished exploring before. That place contained a powerful restrictive formation, and it had been besieged by dozens of primordial demons for an unknown period of time without being breached. Presumably, there must be a huge secret in that place. And with the defensive power of that temple, even if those invincible realm demons wanted to break it in a short time, it would probably be impossible. Thinking of this, he didn't hesitate and immediately displayed the Hell Golden Crow's wings. His whole body easily merged into the void, and he instantly teleported tens of thousands of light years. In the blink of an eye, Xia Ping found the previous bridge of helplessness and immediately rushed over without any delay. And just a few minutes after Xia Ping left this place, invincible realm demons with an abyss-like aura also collectively appeared in the fiend god ruins. The power of each of their bodies condensed into a substance, as if they had twisted countless hell laws. Their bodies erupted with powerful domain power, as if they themselves were an independent universe, and countless tyrannical power of laws automatically operated within the domain. Damn, that doom demon ran really fast. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared. Why is it in such a hurry? Is it rushing to reincarnate? The black demon's divine sense power spread around, but it found that there was no aura left by Xia Ping in this hell city. Its face was very ugly. It had clearly caught up with them at an extremely fast speed, but it didn't expect that it was still too late. Does that guy know that we're going to hunt him down? The orange demon narrowed its eyes, revealing a vigilant look. Impossible, our coming to the base is also a top secret. Except for us, no other demons should know. Moreover, it was our impromptu idea to deal with it. How could that kid know of our existence? A green demon shook its head, feeling that it was impossible for the other party to know of their existence. Even the famous Doom Demon couldn't have such foresight ability. Hee, whether it's lucky or it already knows that we're going to hunt it down, let's catch up with it first. When we capture it, we'll know the truth. A crimson fiend laughed cruelly. That's right, I can feel that the kid is not far from us. Soon, we'll catch up with him. The orange demon was full of murderous intent. After saying these words, many demons immediately chased after it. Chapter 26:14. In a certain divine hall in the demon god's ruins. Xia Ping moved extremely quickly. He crossed the bridge of helplessness and arrived at the divine hall he had come from before. Since the evil spirits and devils in this place had basically been cleaned up by him, the city was very safe. There were no monsters occupying this place. Interesting. Xia Ping rubbed his chin. He had descended in his original body, so he activated the Golden Crow's Eye of Hell and instantly saw through all the restrictive formations in the Divine Hall. He was able to see more than when Gaia's clone had arrived. He discovered that there were a total of 108,000 restrictive formations in the Divine Hall. They were connected to each other and were extremely complicated. There were billions of restrictive formations arranged together. Furthermore, the arrangement and combination of each restriction formation was quite terrifying and contained terrifying destructive power. The primordial demons had actually tried to explore slowly in hopes of finding a safe path to the Divine Hall. That was just a fool's dream. Even if they spent billions of years, it would be very difficult for them to find any flaws in the restrictive formations. However, to Xia Ping, who had the Golden Crow's Eyes of Hell, the restrictive formations in the Divine Hall were all laid out before him. Nothing was left out. I never thought that the Divine Hall of an ordinary hell city would have such powerful restrictive formations. This city is probably not that simple. It might contain a great secret. Xia Ping squinted his eyes. He could sense that the Divine Hall was not simple. It was not something the Divine Halls of other hell cities could compare to. In reality, the Divine Halls of the other cities had all been destroyed. Only this Divine Hall remained unscathed. It was enough to prove how extraordinary this place was. Of course, this was a good thing for Xia Ping. If the Divine Hall was not powerful enough and mysterious enough, it probably would not have been able to stop the invincible demons in pursuit. It would not have been able to serve as a place for him to hide. If he did not discover anything special about this place, he would probably have to go to other, more dangerous cities to avoid the invincible demons. And it's not just restrictive formations. There seems to be the aura of a demon god. Xia Ping clenched his fists. He could sense a noble, powerful, and overwhelming bloodline power from the depths of the Divine Hall. It was supreme, above everything. This power was on the same level as the Golden Crow of Hell's bloodline power in his body. This temple definitely contained the terrifying power of a demon god. Otherwise, the blood in his body wouldn't be throbbing like this. To be honest, he was getting more and more interested in the secrets of this temple. Thinking up to there, Xia Ping did not hesitate. He used the Golden Crow's Eye of Hell and immediately found a flaw in the formation. He stepped in. Boom! In an instant, his figure flickered and merged with the void. He disappeared from the space and was directly transported to the depths of the palace. Not long after Xia Ping entered the shrine and left this place, a voice suddenly rang out. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Suddenly, the demons of the invincible realm chased after him. They did not even give Xia Ping time to breathe. They used their full speed, broke through the void, and arrived in an instant. But even so, they were too late. When they arrived, there was no trace of Xia Ping. There was only a trace of his aura left. Damn it, Fengdu ran away. How could this bastard run so fast? Just a little bit more and he would have caught up with this guy. The red demon clenched his fists and was very angry. In order to catch up with the demon Fengdu, he almost used all his strength. He risked attracting many monsters in the relics of the demon god and broke through the void, just to stop Fengdu. But even so, they were still one step too late. Interesting. I remember that we have explored this place countless times. There should be no secrets. Why is there a divine hall that has never been seen or recorded? An orange demon stared at the divine hall in front of him and looked very interested. Indeed. How did the misfortune demon find this divine hall? And the restrictive formation is so complete. I am afraid there is a big secret in this place. One of the green demons was also tempted. To be honest, every time an ancient divine hall appeared, it would cause countless bloodshed, because there were a lot of treasures hidden in the ancient divine halls. These treasures were enough to make these invincible demons fight and cause rivers of blood. Not to mention that most of the divine halls in the relics of the demon god were actually in a damaged state, and most of the treasures inside were lost. They were definitely not as complete as the ancient divine hall in front of them. It was almost undamaged. This divine hall is very strange. There must be a big secret. A black demon narrowed his eyes. He instinctively told himself that this ancient divine hall was very unusual. It is said that although the Doom Demon is the unluckiest demon in hell and can cause endless disasters and misfortune, things go in the opposite direction when they reach an extreme. In the extreme misfortune, there is also extreme luck hidden. The orange demon said in a deep voice, "I am afraid that this ancient divine hall is the birth of extreme luck in the extreme misfortune of the Doom Demon. That is why he found this hidden divine hall." He said his guess. I don't care how the Doom Demon found this divine hall. I just want to know how to enter this divine hall and get a share of the loot. I don't want to see all the treasures inside stolen by the Doom Demon. Only then will we have a chance to enter. That's right. I have a hunch that the secret of this ancient divine hall is not trivial. We should not miss it. It is better to be careful. Don't go in rashly. The restrictive formation of this divine hall is not simple. It is extremely powerful. If we go in rashly, I am afraid we will be killed inside. Interesting. Even we invincible realm demons are afraid and frightened of this divine hall. This Doom Demon actually dares to enter it without fear. What secret does he know about this divine hall? That's right. This misfortune demon has too many secrets. It's a huge mystery that it was able to survive from a young age until now without being discovered by other demons and grow to its current state. After we catch the Doom Demon, don't be in a hurry to seal it. We should capture it, interrogate it, and squeeze out all its secrets. Of course. But the most important thing now is to break the restrictive formation here as soon as possible. That is easy. I am a famous formation master in hell. It is just a restrictive formation of the divine hall. Give me half a day and I can break it. Many demons were talking about it. Chapter 26:15. At this time, Xia Ping had already entered the divine hall. With the power of the Golden Crow's eye of hell, he saw through the flaws of the restrictive formations. It was as easy as walking on flat ground. In just a few breaths of time, he had passed through who knew how many restrictive arrays. In the next second, when he crossed the last restrictive formation, a teleportation power instantly covered his whole body and transferred his body to another space. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He found that he seemed to have come to the deepest part of the divine hall. It was a huge palace, like a kingdom of giants. He could barely see the top of the roof. The surrounding palace was incomparably vast. On both sides, there were giant stone statues. They seemed to be from various major races of demons. There were countless of them. There were even statues of Asuras, nether ghosts, evil ghosts, demons, void monsters, and so on. There seemed to be panic, fear, and other emotions in the depths of their eyes. They were almost vivid and lifelike. It could be said that this kind of sculpting skill was simply superb, a work of art that excelled the heavens. If it weren't for the fact that these stone statues didn't have any breath of life, he would have thought that these stone statues were alive. However, among the many stone statues, only in the most central position stood a tall, towering statue of a demon god. It emitted an extraordinary aura and pressure. Such an aura was almost tangible. Even if an invincible realm saint stood here, he would be in awe and not dare to act rashly in this place. Moreover, he could also feel the incredible power of the demon god emitting from the surroundings of this palace. It seemed to be more terrifying than the restrictive formations in the outside world. If he touched the taboo of this place, he would die without a doubt. Boom! At this time, a solid figure walked out from the depths of the void. It was a bull-headed man with a scepter in his hand and a crown on his head. He emitted a tyrannical power. The moment he appeared, it seemed that the laws of this space-time had stopped working. Congratulations, lucky one. The bull-headed man looked at Xia Ping calmly. You actually entered the demon hall unscathed. This means that you are qualified to receive the inheritance and power of the demon god. His voice buzzed and seemed to resonate with the laws of heaven and earth. Who are you? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes and looked at the Minotaur warily. He would not easily trust a stranger. Who knew what the other party was planning? I'm Morgus, the oracle of this temple, and also the artifact spirit of this temple. I'm responsible for choosing the qualified successor of the demon god. The Minotaur called himself Morgus, the oracle of this temple. What? Xia Ping clenched his fists. Although he already knew that this ancient and mysterious temple was not simple, he didn't expect it to be this amazing. There was actually a demon god's inheritance in this place. In hell, who didn't know how precious a demon god's legacy was? Even the most ordinary fiend devil could ascend to the heavens in a single step and become the ruler of a higher hell. However, the number of demonic god inheritances that appeared each time could be counted on one's fingers. Over countless epochs, only a few had appeared. Even an invincible realm demon would go completely crazy and be willing to pay any price if he knew that there was the inheritance of the demon god. By the way, who are you and what race are you? Report your name immediately. The Minotaur, Morgus, asked. Xia Ping immediately wanted to answer that he was using a fake name, but suddenly he felt a sense of alarm in his heart. It was as if a terrifying power of fate in the depths of the void was warning him. He saw an endless aura of death above his head, as if a catastrophe was about to befall him. Warning, warning, the host must pay attention. At this moment, the system's voice sounded. This place is the inheritance of the true demon god. If you lie in front of the true demon god, break your promise, or don't answer, no matter how strong you are, you will be petrified, and your life aura will be taken away. You will definitely die. What? Hearing this and receiving the system's reminder, Xia Ping's heart trembled. No wonder his instincts were strongly warning him not to lie in this place, or else he would definitely die. However, he didn't expect that this place was actually the palace where the true demon god resided, and that it had the demon god's inheritance. My name is Xia Ping, human. Thinking of this, Xia Ping immediately answered. Under the influence of the true demon god's power, not answering or lying would only lead to death. Since that was the case, he could only answer honestly. Human. Hearing this, the Tauren Moragus eyes lit up, and he stared at Xia Ping. Interesting. This is the world of hell. How did you, a human, enter hell? And even if you enter the world of hell with your weak human body, you won't be able to resist the erosion of hell's origin power, and you will be assimilated into hell creatures. To be honest, he didn't know how long it had been since he last saw a creature like a human. He always felt that humans were like creatures from ancient times that only appeared in legends. I naturally have my own abilities, Xia Ping said calmly. Although he couldn't lie or not answer under the influence of the true demon god's power, it didn't mean that he couldn't hide anything. By the way, are you really the oracle of this temple? What is your true identity? He asked in return, staring at the Tauren Moragus. Whoosh! In an instant, the expression of the Tauren Moragus changed, and his face turned gloomy because he didn't expect this human to dare to ask him a question. However, under the influence of the true demon god's power, he could not answer, nor could he lie. Of course I'm the oracle of this temple, and I'm also the examiner here. However, the expression of the Tauren Moragus recovered very quickly. He smiled slightly, as if his reaction just now had never happened. It seemed that this guy was really the oracle of the temple. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. In fact, the system had reminded him before that no life could lie under the power of the true demon god, even the true demon god. Not to mention the oracle of this temple. The other party should be very clear about this, but he still dared to say such a thing, which meant that his identity was indeed correct, and he wasn't lying. But even so, he still maintained absolute vigilance against this Tauren Moragus. In the hell world, he couldn't trust any demon or devil. This was because these evil spirits could betray at any time, and they could lie at any time. They were sinister and cunning, full of conspiracies, tricks, calculations, and killings. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.